Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the OOT Season 4 Standard Tournament. We've got Riley versus Tom. Should be a pretty awesome match. I'm hyped for it. Are you hyped for it? That is the question here. The biggest question here, are the commentators hyped for it? We've got Video James and Yoshi Kion on commentary. Take it away. The mic's all yours.
Hello, Yoshi.
Hello. I'm
How's
damn
it going?
hyped for this. I'm
This is
so
gonna
ready
be
for this.
Really fun. I can't wait to watch this. How's everybody doing in chat? Hey guys. How you feeling? So I do know for a fact that they are starting with Forest Med and Bolero, and they are starting as adult. So that's all the information we have so far. So we'll have to see with these random spawns where they're gonna end up.
Forest Med and a starting song that gives you a song is really nice.
Yeah. From there, you're going to have that advantage of being able to hopefully have some, good spread of songs to begin with. Maybe we'll get even more. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the proximity is to Temple of Time and if they want to go for that right away.
And they're starting as adult. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can just start by jumping all over the place.
Let's see.
As
Where
we
we
start
go?
here,
Huh?
As we start here, would also like to shout out the trackers working in the background, Lazy and Karam. So thank you so much today.
So starting off, Riley's going to play Bolero immediately. Tom, on the other hand, going straight for CAC. I can see both of these plays working out pretty well. What is that up there? Is that a recovery
I think
heart?
it's the heart, yeah.
Yeah. I got some song.
Sometimes
Honestly,
not great early. That should be a little more
Yeah.
thorough with the early CAC, but that's about it for now.
Yeah, if skulls are required, then maybe it'll help out, but that's about it. But we'll see what early CAC has to give for us. And Riley's going to go for the other song, which I think is probably a decent idea as well.
It's interesting saying about skulls with the runner surveys. Like Tom did say that he thinks his biggest weakness is a skull seed,
Oh boy.
and Riley, I know Riley's pretty confident when it comes to skulls. So definitely one where they could really separate on this if it's a high skull count.
So I missed the first hint, but we got Foolish Deku Tree. There's a bomb bag, by the way, in Cat Grotto.
Ooh.
Let's see here. Jabu, Forest, Deku, Fire, Spirit, and that's our temples. So
I got 3 of the hints there. I didn't write down the other. Oh, was it frogs?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Frogs 2 is dead. Deku
Yeah.
Tree is foolish.
So Forest Meadow, Way the Hero, and the Shadow
Yeah.
Floor Master is dead, which has to be one of the worst hints.
Yeah. I mean, it saves you like maybe 20 seconds. There's ZL on Minuet from Prelude Check, so that's pretty good. Those are 2 really good songs to have.
Yeah, that was a really big deal. So yeah, to fill people in, the early game here is you start with the random age and spawn. So you'll start as either adult or child in a random location, and the other one will also save quit to a random location. And they have a song, which is the song that you would get from Zelda or Impa, Hyrule Castle normally. You don't have to do that in this. They'll start with that one.
Mhm.
But otherwise, Tom is off to an incredibly good start in terms of items. Riley's off to a good start in terms of songs.
Fortress is foolish. Temple of Time, Way of the Hero. No kidding. All right, that has implications as to the location of Saria's song, but it's probably not that important.
Yeah, it almost feels like a bit of a dead hint at this point because it's Temple of Time, Way of the Hero gave you Minuet to Zelda's Lullaby, and you're like, oh, cool, Minuet was required to get ZL.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean much because Saria's is almost useless now.
It's true. Oh my god, Adult Link in Mido's house looks so funny.
Towering over everything.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing games with the chest size matches content. So you just walk into Mido's house and can't see anything because there's just giant chests everywhere.
The chests are huge. Oh my god. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, so I think this doesn't really matter too much. Both of these openings, they're getting a lot. The only real difference, I think, is that Riley's not going to have to backtrack to Graveyard in order to get the song from the grave.
Yeah,
Because he has ZL.
that is probably quite big.
Yeah, I think it depends on the song. If it's like, I think at this point, basically every song is going to be at least worth something.
Mm.
I think if it's Song of Time, it's probably not that big a deal, but anything else will probably affect things at least a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it just lets you be a little bit more efficient. Unless, of course, Tom does that before going child. Because if it's something like Saria's, then great, but...
Yep.
And actually, Saria's is, I wouldn't say likely to be there, but, well, we know it has to be locked by Zelda's Lullaby somewhere.
It's true. All right. So just some money from the Dompe race. So Tom's probably looking to head, I guess, back to Death Mountain Trail, maybe? Check some of the bomb lock checks. Yeah, so conversely, Tom's going to have a little bit of an advantage when he goes to get ZL from Sacred Forest Meadow, in that he'll be able to check some of the bomb lock checks right away. I don't know if that's really going to affect things, but...
I assume Riley will want to go through there as a child.
So yeah, it probably doesn't matter that much, yeah. There's Prelude for both these guys. Oh wait, did Tom not check the Windmill yet? I don't see it on the tracker, but I'd assume he also grabbed Prelude.
I guess he would, but...
Yeah, it's marked on his personal tracker.
Oh,
so,
right,
yeah,
okay. So, the other thing here that's worth noting, it's not just the bombs for Lost Woods. That scale going through Child Lost Woods is a really, really big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, being able to chain Lost Woods... You know Deku's foolish at this point, so even if you find a Kokiri sword, you're like, well, I'm not getting anything there.
Yeah.
So going straight into Zora River from there is a really nice touch.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to route really well. And with bombs, it's just going to be... It's just even more accessible. So it feels like a good idea. Going to see a DC, Stone DC dip from Tom, which is fine.
I cannot argue with that one.
Yep.
It's almost always your, like, best location for density of items in the early game.
Right.
And with bombs, you can actually just full clear it, never have to worry about coming back.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so here's the Sunsong Grave. This is something that Tom will have to backtrack later and get, but who knows if this is important.
Also, yeah, both of these runners, and most of the runners in the community are very used to getting the hints at this point. So you look for a couple of key phrases, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And so there was a skull hint earlier. I didn't see which one it was, but
we got a Rudos in DC.
Nice early start.
Yep.
Yeah. This is... A lot of the seeds have been very front-loaded recently, and this is looking like an exception.
This is payback for all the, all the garbage that Qualls gave us. Now all the bracket matches are just going to be ridiculous jets. All right, let's see what this song ends up being for Riley. This could be a big deal. Bigron is dead. Okay.
Yeah, there was a skull hint earlier. I think that's the only one I've missed so far, but I don't know. Oh, and there was a sometimes hint that I missed as well.
And Song is Serenade. Not the best song, but I mean, it does make Lake route a little bit better, but with the scale, getting the Lake's not that annoying, at least as Child.
Yeah. I guess it means that you could, instead of going back up the river to get there, you can just play Serenade, get those checks on the way, and then go into the main. But
right.
Yeah, still not the most valuable.
Still though, it's not bad to have. There's definitely seeds where getting to Lake is very annoying. Was that just a piece of heart? I couldn't tell if that was piece
That
of
was-
heart or strength.
No, it was Din's up there.
Din's? Okay.
Yeah, Din's on the crate, which they can get because of the scales, so...
Yeah. And a bigger on sword for your troubles.
No magic for the Dins yet anyways, though.
Oh.
How did that ground jump not... Oh.
Yeah. Looked very weird, but...
Didn't grab for some reason.
So... What are you doing, Riley?
Riley? Oh, no.
Just gonna whack this wall for a couple seconds. Yeah, so we'll see probably the end of Dodongo's Cavern here on Tom's side. I hopefully Riley will follow in his footsteps. I think they're pretty closely matched right now.
Yeah, I'd expect him to. Like, you know, like we were saying earlier, like, where else are you going to go in the early game? You have Lost Woods, like Zora River. That's maybe about it for density. Like,
Right.
checks per minute, Dodongo's Cavern is going to be your best option right now.
Definitely. Riley, though, has half a heart, so he's going to have to watch out, but he should be fine. Yeah, he has to throw the bomb. You can't be near it. It's fine. There's hearts all over the place.
Tom nearly died in DC as well. There were no hearts
no.
early in DC.
It's a little scary, but... Now the question is, will Riley buy a shield?
Absolutely. I hope so.
He's a shield buyer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I've seen Riley not buy a shield once, and he massively regretted it. So.
All good players are shield buyers. Changed my mind. Well,
Not wrong. I'm already convinced.
let's see here. I am not a good player, and I am not a shield buyer. So,
Oh, is that? I wonder how much of that death was intentional from Riley.
all right.
I'm
So
gonna guess no.
here's a counterpoint. Riley is a shield buyer. Riley is not a good player. If we're using the last 5 seconds as empirical evidence.
Riley died to a tech site. Yeah.
Never mind. I guess Team Never Buy a Shield is winning this time.
But Tom also bought a shield.
Well, jury's still out on Tom. He's already done a dungeon. Come on, he's clearly ahead. Yeah. Dude, the Tektites at the beginning of DMT probably have like a higher kill count than the rest of the enemies in the game combined.
Ooh, I don't know. Levers
Okay.
come into things.
It's true. Maybe not kill count, but just in terms of like, you know, the amount of times they've hit somebody. I mean, look, well, Tom got owned by the boulder, but you know what I mean.
Bit of both.
If we're going by no damage runs, then yeah, their kill count's insane. And levers too.
So one thing that I know will be playing into probably both of their minds a little bit right now. More so Riley, I guess. Tom hasn't gone looking for the songs just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Riley's already picked up like half his songs.
Yeah.
And there are 2 or 3 kind of very ambiguous songs left with no OOT hint.
Right.
Like, if you're in their shoes, you do not want to see Requiem, you do not want to see Song of Storms, and maybe you don't want to see Epona's song.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. But yeah, I didn't consider that. But yeah, they don't have an OT hint yet, so we'll have to see. Let's see what Goron City Maze here. Get another hint real quick. There's a strength. Not bad. Cackway the hero. Useless.
Way the hero? Could it be the bombs, the scale, the
No, it's clearly the prelude.
song we've not seen yet?
True. Oh, it's the Deku Shield and Windmill, I think.
Might be onto something.
Chat said it already. You know, only good players buy shields. So that means the shields have to be way of the hero.
You start with a Deku Shield in this.
Yeah, but it could burn. Good players always burn their shields. Anyway, nothing on Link the Goron. Let's see what
Yeah.
we have from DMC. Yeah, Bombay Way of the Hero is obviously not the best in the world, but interesting implications if it's the scale.
Yeah, both of them kind of tell you a lot without being great. Like, you don't really want a bomb bag because there's two others. And you don't really want to scale because you never actually need it. But both have like really interesting implications in terms of logic.
It's true.
I would not be surprised if it's something like scale to get the dins that locks your long shot. The issue with that is it would also have to lock the other scale.
Right. Which again, they're both progressive items being Way of the Hero is just always like a very confusing thing, yeah, that runners will have to deal with, try and figure out. See what's this? Oh, nice jump slash.
I think you wanted to get that. It was a Zora tunic.
Yeah.
But
give the timer a little reset. Yeah, it's not going to be for dims because...
sure, yeah. Scale and bombs mean they can get to River either way anyways. So I guess at that point you just check Lab Dive as soon as possible or follow the bomb logic.
Yeah, it's true.
And it can't even be for Jabu access because of bombs and ZL being so early. I would not be surprised to see something else in Kakariko. It's probably the other song.
Could be 10 or 20 skulls.
Forest and Deku Tree, not the hardest dungeons to go through.
It's true. What about chickens?
What is it, like, something like 20 something percent?
15%.
Was it 15?
Yeah.
I thought that was... Right, it's gone up from like 12 to 16, that was it, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I'm calling it Kakiri Sword on chickens. You heard it here first.
So one thing I will say, and this isn't a prediction so much as like race implication, is if it's 20 skulls, like Tom is not going to be happy.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, routing 20 skulls is not that bad compared to like 40, 50. So I don't think it's going to be too big a deal, but yeah, definitely when it's something that you state as your weakness, and it's also something that I believe Riley has stated that he is pretty good at.
Riley likes skulls, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the difference is that like if you know, there's a difference between knowing it's required and just it being another check.
Right.
Like some of the best players on skulls will still put off 10 and 20 because, well, you have to kind of go out your way to get to 10 and 20, but if you know for a fact you need to do 50, like, just rush 50.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a mistake that I've made in the past. For example, Qual 1, hook shot on 50 skulls. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get 50 skulls eventually. I'll just look for the other hook shot. And then 3.5 hours later, I'm sitting there banging my head against the wall.
I think there was a race the other day that a few of us were trying to work out how many skulls were in Logic, and it was it was like no hook shot, but they had most other items, and we worked out that there were like 60 something skulls available.
Yuck.
It's like hook shot locks so much of your like adult skull routing.
Right. And It's not surprising, honestly.
Uh,
All right. So now, hopefully, Riley goes back up to the boulder maze because we got a strength hiding there. But
yeah, I imagine he will. I think coming here is. I think doing Link to Goron first makes sense as well because nothing you find in the boulder maze will change how you stop Link to Goron. But if you find a
Right.
hammer or hover boots on Link to Goron, well, then you can get that third check in the maze.
right. It's a fair point. We got the old child section here from Tom. What do you think he's going to do? He's probably just going to go Lon and then check save warp, right? Or something like that. Or maybe he'll save warp right away.
Yeah, I think Lon save warp and then Minuet makes the most sense.
Yeah. It's generally what you want to do. You want to check your save warp location as soon as possible. But if it's really bad, you want to make sure that you have some way out via, warp song or something else.
Mm.
Some players I'll see them, if they have prelude, they'll just save warp right away as soon as they're child.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna count that 40 as dead, by the way. It was a trade item, but we already know Big Goron's dead, so
Oh, okay, yeah.
whatever.
So
Good enough.
40's dead. Nice. All right. Good enough. Big old fairy fountain over here. Alright, so nothing much.
I almost expected a save quit from there, but looks like Tom's off to get kicked out the castle instead.
Yeah.
Wait, is this... Oh, going to route in Richard and then save warp?
Yeah, potentially. Also going for this hint, which
Yeah.
is seldomly seen in Season 4.
This feels like... Yeah, this hint feels very... I don't know, time-consuming. It doesn't feel like it's worth it, but at the same time, like... Sometimes
See what
you
it
just get that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Useful information.
Good info. Oh, he's not even getting caught. He's just... Is it faster to just walk back? Dang. Alright.
That makes sense, yeah. I guess the guards take a long time to actually catch you sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the screen, like, fading
Okay.
out and whatever.
That's fair.
I can't say I've ever really thought about it before. I don't think I've ever grabbed
Yeah.
that hint and then left, but...
I think some people were trying to workshop, like, a route where you actually go into the castle and it, like, boots you out and it still, like, routes out well. Alright, so child as well for Riley. Makes sense. Never buy a shield, by the way. There was one on Richard.
Still buy one. It had already saved time in DC.
Yeah, but 80 rupees, Yoshi. That's so expensive.
Isn't Tom already at... Oh, okay, 79, sorry. I thought Tom was at max, but... Oh, no, but you did child shooting. That's why.
Yeah. What do we have from our bomb shoot bowling? Money.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's not 80 in these settings, is it? Because of the
Yeah.
mask shop.
Well, it's the discount.
The free
or
Zelda.
whatever.
Yeah.
Don't you still have to have like 80 rupees? It's just like he gives you the discount regardless, or am I mistaken?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have 80, but then
Yeah.
it charges you somewhere between like 45 and 65 or 40 and
Yeah.
70 or something. Yeah.
I've definitely gotten 70 before. Yeah, okay, so over to the ranch we go after a quick check of Boulder Adist.
Tom is a very thorough player.
You think so? Yeah.
I mean, he said himself, we said about his weakness being skulls. In his own words, his biggest strength is a full clear seed. If he has to
Right.
do everything, he's happy.
That's
it-
fair.
It's already kind of showing. He's going very out of his way for, like, checks that a lot of people, I think, would just kind of ignore at this point.
Right.
Riley is also quite thorough. So
Yeah.
this could end up being really close in terms of just tiny decisions are going to be the impact here, and not so much the. Yeah, okay. So Riley here, it looks like isn't getting the castle fairy yet. He's probably going to wait until he's warping somewhere to do that one.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea. And I mean, so far they've taken on pretty similar routes. The only real difference being that Riley got songs first, whereas Tom went to CAC, and Riley is up a serenade, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Which I guess will be the first big divergence then, is if Riley does Child Lake during this.
Mm-hmm. So with the FW for Melon.
Oh, Riley is off to the castle anyway, yeah.
Yep. So he'll probably Sun Song after that, or he might save warp from the Great Fairy. It's kind of hard to say.
Also, the nice early FW definitely means that you're never finding magic.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we know where Dins is, we know where Thora's Wind is. It's like, alright, go mode items in Shadow and you need magic to get in there then. That's how this works.
Right. See, so we know this is nothing. So Tom's probably going to save warp immediately after getting this check, so we'll find out what our child save warp is. So that's fun. Can't wait to see where we're going.
I guess you want to save warp now, because you can always play Minuet if it's bad.
Yeah,
and
because
like,
oh no, he's just going to play
straight to
Minuet.
Minuet. Because then I'm thinking like,
Minuet, Pog.
I guess you got Prelude anyway, so after you've done Lost Woods, River, and all of that, your next stop is just going to be to Prelude, so you might as well save warp then.
Right.
Maybe have a couple extra items on the way.
Alright, well, it's time to see what we can get from Lost Woods as Child. Maybe do some Child Goron City, and then Zora River. Of course, Riley's already checked these hints, so he's probably just gonna ignore everything in Mido's house.
Mm.
And we got Requiem now too, which means we get another song. But
That is one of the scary ones gone though.
yeah, for sure.
I guess, well, now we know from Tom's side that Song of Time is on OOT, which you're probably fine with. Like, usually fine with.
Yeah, and especially with nice mirror shield.
Wow.
We've also had Toilet Room hinted dead, so that's like extra good for Song of Time being on all dungeons.
Ha, that was the sometimes hint I missed earlier. I see.
Yeah.
And of course, the Mirror Shield. If the Requiem isn't Way the Hero for keys, well, the Mirror Shield definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
So that Sacred Forest Meadow one is 100% covered.
Yeah, literally everything in Sacred Forest Meadow was something good. So Riley's just gonna, he's gonna check Akiri Sword, right? Because he's got Sun Song. This makes sense. Whereas Tom is gonna go through the Lost Woods checks first, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So skipping Ocarina Memory Game, very interesting.
I guess, is he... Oh!
Nice.
Never mind. Apparently magic will show up early for once.
There you go. Definitely blessed with that magic.
Yeah, I guess Tom comes back this way now and then
Sun Song, yeah.
can dip out to play Sun Song, yeah. End at the scrub and save quick from there.
Yeah, a seed where Furores is useful. Never would have thought I'd seen the day.
I actually love these ones though, like, good for us wind placement is in my opinion, the sign of like a top player.
Right.
I still remember a race in season 3 where it was a qualifier where Banuru won, and the only reason he won was because he set for Rosewind in like the Gerudo training grounds like 4 separate times.
Oh my god.
Because it was a seed without Serenade, and their go mode dungeon was water, and he was the only one who had a Feroz in GTG to get back to Lake quickly. And like stuff like that is like, it's obvious once you think about it, but you need to think about it in the moment as well. And yeah, Bono was the only one that did. So I'm really excited to see how they utilize that in this seed.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I can't wait. And Scrub Salesman over here has the hammer. Wow.
If they get a chance to utilize it in this seed, like
I know, like, oh my god.
like with this medallion layout, there are like maybe 4 items that can cause problems normally. They're like your go mode items or whatever, and it's like,
Right.
you've already got 2 of them. Already got the hammer, already got the mirror shield, like just need to get that boomerang and Kokiri sword and you think you're pretty much clean through. Well, we have seen, I guess, strength 2 and bows causing problems.
Kiri sword. Hook shot.
If we have a hook shot for go mode, I'd be stunned. If it's
That
just
would
hook
be
1.
Hilarious. Hook on 50. Both hints back of Lake. Please. Nope, there's strength 2. Yeah, just get all the items right away. Please and thank you.
They could already dip into spirit.
They could.
Both. Well, no, actually, they can't even get in there logically as child. The only reason they can do it is the bomb shoes they found in the sword chest.
Right.
Jeez.
But yeah, they'll definitely need a hook shot. Well, wait, do you need a hook shot to clear Spirit as adult? I think you do, right?
Yeah, you need it to get to the boss door. There is the hookless spirit strat.
Oh yeah.
They've got Feroz, so maybe they could go for it, but I would be pretty surprised.
30% odds of child GC having at least an item. Dang.
Yeah, it could just be like second bombs or something, but yeah, it's 30%. Basically everything is 30% at this point.
Yeah.
Except light trial, which is 68 or something.
Oh my god.
Sorry, 68 is strength 3 being like locking an item. It includes OGC as part of it, but
I think what Alex specifically told me was that each chest in light trial has an 11% chance of being required. So you do the math. Statistics and probability aren't my strong suit, but 67%.
Oh, it was 1% off. I'm sorry.
Alright, so Riley's gonna go for Spirit. That's fair.
This makes perfect sense here. Funnily enough, we said about Riley having Serenade, and we're like, oh, that might mean he does Lake and Tom doesn't. And actually, Tom's the one going to Lake.
Yeah.
I guess because Riley's got Serenade, he can just go there whenever.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom, this is like his best opportunity to go there is right now.
Goron Pottery is dead. We already
Perfect
know
timing.
that.
Get the hint immediately after you've done it. You've done 1 check in between.
Yep. Alright, let's see what that song is. Storms? Yeah, it's Storms. Nice, which means we're only missing Saria's and Nock, I think. Riley hasn't done Lon Lon yet, so he doesn't have Eponas, but
Right.
that means
And also
that,
doesn't know about the OOT hint.
yeah. This is interesting now because Nock could be vanilla or it could be an ice cavern. I mean, that's not the most annoying thing in the world with
I would hazard a
Gerudo, but-
guess that Saria's is an ice cavern because
Okay.
of the Temple of Time Way of the Hero pointing to Minuet to get Zelda's Lullaby.
Right. Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
my guess would be, well, all it means is that ZL has to lock Saria's somehow. It wouldn't surprise me if that was because it's in Ice Cavern. It could be, oh, the Kokiri sword is Zelda's Lullaby locked and it's on Burning Cack, but by default, I'm going to assume the fewest hurdles and then figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
Either way, we said about there is always the chance of like Kokiri sword for go mode, but generally speaking, between the Kakariko Way of the Hero and fairly easy medallions for your Burning Cack song, that does point towards Shadow being relevant at some point.
Right. I think it all comes down to where Hookshot Kokiri Sword are.
Mm. And whether they find the boomerang before that point.
Mm-hmm. Rarely seen pot strats for this room. Yeah, so we'll see Lake from Tom's side first. Just interesting. And no keys on Child Spirit, so Riley's out of here. Okay, never mind. We're going to see Lake from Riley just a split second faster.
Back-to-back entry into Lake. So the advantage Tom has here is that he's already done kind of the Field Grottos and Gerudo Valley, but like...
Flare Dancer.
They didn't lead to anything. Yeah. Was that a key or was it just a dead...
Is Megaton Hammer's small key.
Okay.
Oh, is that a bow?
I think that was a bow.
Nice. Alright, we're just a couple items away already. What the heck?
Akiri Sword and Boomerang are in there.
Yeah.
What is that Scarecrow song?
Can I... Oh, you know what? Do you know what, Yoshi? You know how we were talking about that image that
Right.
Tom posted? Do you know what I think that is? I think
No.
those are the Scarecrow songs that he had for each of his 8 quals. I think that's what he posted.
But okay, for context here for everyone else, there was a runner survey and everyone got an opportunity to talk about their favorite OTR meme, and Tom's was a picture of a bunch of different Scarecrow songs that are all bizarre, and I want to hear when Tom plays the Scarecrow song later, because I didn't have his audio there, and like I'm wondering if it all adds up into one particular song.
Yeah, we don't know. Wallet on fishing. Here, should I post the image? I'll post the image.
Our other way of the heroes were Temple of Time and Kakariko.
Sacred Forest Meadow. Oh yeah, that's already noted. Okay. Yeah.
And the Meadow one was Requiem and Mirror Shield, and then Temple of Time was Minuet, which led to Zelda's Lullaby. And Kakariko, we got a bomb bag and a scale, but yeah, there's probably something else there.
Riley having some trouble with fishing here.
Yeah, this is not playing nice today. What? I'm getting that, building up that lead then.
It's true.
I guess they've both done something the other hasn't.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, it's both things that don't really gain them any advantage.
I didn't actually
Other
see, were there
than-
keys in Child Spirit?
They were not.
Ugh.
complete lunacy. And then Riley going for a more normal Scarecrow song. And believe me,
And then, Mhm.
I'm one to talk about normal Scarecrow songs.
Yeah, you played Megalovania.
At least there's a coherent joke to mine. I don't know what's Tom's doing with his.
Tom's today was 4 lefts and then 3 rights. I have no idea. I want to put them all together. I want to see if it's like a full song.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the image is just
It's exactly
just
8.
Yeah. So I think those are his Scarecrow songs from his quals. He's probably just doing some TomPouce, or TomPouce, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it.
TomPouce, I think. Yeah.
TomPouce. The world building of TomPouce in OoT.
I will say, for anyone who hasn't seen Tom's streams before, they are like, I don't even speak French, and they're incredible to watch. His like stream titles are always ridiculous. I know he did the Random Settings League matches. He's always had like things like that. And the one I remember was that his match was he was the average man TomPouce versus the ultimate OTR lifeform Drunis. And today it's bracket match against Riley, the coolest guy of the world.
I mean, biases aside, Riley's pretty cool. Now that he's not against me in hockey fantasy, I can say for sure that Riley's a really cool guy. Last week, screw that guy. This week, love Riley. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, FQ's on my no list now.
Is that your opponent this time
Yeah.
around?
Man of the week. Nothing from ye old diving minigame.
Is this an actual Jabu dip or is this an
It's,
FW and leave? This looks like an actual dip.
You think so?
Oh, never mind. He took a couple of steps in. I thought it was gonna be, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, leaving again.
How good is Riley in fantasy hockey? Well, we've only done it for 1 week so far, but he knows quite a bit about hockey. He was against me and we went 5-4. I beat him 5-4.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Who won is the important question. Like,
Yeah.
clearly he's
I mean,
currently on a losing streak. It's terrible.
yeah, but it was close. It's not like FQ losing 7-3 against Rahylia or anything.
I just mean Riley's yet to win. Like.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. 6-3-1. My bad.
To be fair, Riley is also yet to win in the season 4 bracket.
It's true.
So is Tom. You know, like it might be their first match, but we'll ignore that.
It's
I have to say,
detailed.
actually, talking about results in S4 for Riley though, Riley's qualifier results were fantastic. He played something like 12 quals. He played a few more after his like 8 that counted, and came 7th in like half of them.
Oh.
Riley is one of the most consistent players in this.
What a champion. Didn't he get 7th in MMR too? Like, what the heck? He's just the 7th place master.
The 7th coolest guy in the world, clearly.
What do you got for us, froggies? Oh, money. Come back, chicken. So we're gonna get our river checks out of the way. And then what's next for these guys? You think Tom's gonna go for Child Spirit?
I I think so, probably, yeah. Tom missing that
Okay.
strength 2 could be a big deal.
Yeah.
So I think you want to at least checking Child Spirit to see how far you can climb.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that's probably big right now is they can almost certainly clear fire. Like,
Right.
it might be on Pierre, but yeah, the boss key can be literally anywhere in fire. There's no
Yeah.
location that's more likely than any other, obviously excluding Volvagia.
So maybe that's on Riley's mind then, is because he has Serenade, he's able to get Scarecrow Song very easily, and he'll be able to full clear fire in his first visit, almost guaranteed, right?
I think it's more likely that he just goes for it now, though. It's
Yeah, you
a
think so?
required
Okay.
dungeon. What is it? So there's five checks in fire. I always forget fires. I think it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
5 checks in fire plus the boss key plus 8 small keys. So 14. 13 of
Yep.
those can be boss key. So there's a 1 in 13 chance it's on Pierre. I
Yep.
guess 1 in 12 because we've already had Hammer Chest hinted.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, it's like, yeah, you're above 90% to be able to clear fire. Just clear fire.
Yep, that makes sense to me.
Actually, Tom getting Storms there just reminded me. Bottom of the Well is also a very, very
Yeah.
good option right now.
I believe so. Especially with... Oh, they don't have Nocturne. Never mind. Tom's gonna plant a bean, I think. Is he? Not sure what's going on
Yeah?
here.
Yeah?
Okay, he bought another bean. Okay.
Right, no hookshot, no hovers. This lets him
Yep.
get from Bolero over to Death Mountainside.
It's true. It's not a bad play for sure.
I was going to say, have we actually seen the Child Save Walk?
I don't think so. This may be a learning experience for everyone here.
Unless Riley did it just before this, but I didn't quite see. Oh,
Force.
so we've got 2 almost vanilla.
Almost S3.
Your adult starts in the market. It's close.
It's like
Child's
two
in
loading
Kakiri
zones
Forest. It's close.
away. It's 3 loading zones away and 1 loading zone away. Yeah, we haven't seen this grotto yet either.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Whole lot of nothing.
Also, Riley picking up Epona's there. In his eyes now,
Yep.
that OOT song is narrowed down to 2. Because he knows it can't be Nocturne because Shadows are stone.
Right.
So even without the hint, he's on Song of Time or Saria's, and he's not going to especially care about either.
Yep. Definitely not. Back to Lake. Why?
Oh, planting the bean.
Yes. Alright, so probably an adult Lake play from Riley's side. Whereas I think Tom's going to do Child Cack. Looks like he's going to go do Chickens.
then Bottom of the Well.
And Dompe. Yeah, and Well,
Oh,
for
just
sure.
Dampe, it looks like. I guess he might do chickens on the way through.
Yeah,
If
I
you're
mean,
going to root both in with Suns, you want to do Dampe first, because
Yeah,
otherwise you have to leave and re-enter.
Mhm.
So yeah. Oh, our other foolish is Gerudo Fortress as well. And 30 and 40 are dead.
Riley's not planting the bean.
Why did...
Oh, he just used it to get the owl to go to Cack. Interesting.
Okay. Oh, missed the broken stick there.
Oh, no. And he just says, screw it.
Grab another in bottom of the well anyway.
And of course, this is season 4, so Routing in Skull Mask is pretty important.
Saving on sticks by using bomb chews when you start with 10 sticks feels so weird to me.
Yeah, it's very odd, isn't it?
So used to people being so cautious with bomb chews, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I've got to keep this stick.
Yeah, bomb shoes are disposable. Yeah, I feel like planting the bean there might have been a good idea, but I think he only ended up buying one bean, so Riley thinking about whether broken stick's a good idea.
The checks are in logic. Oh, if he only bought one bean, he'll probably want to just grab the Din's Fire with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, in that case, it would make sense to not plant it. Which is curious then that Tom planted the one in the crater, because he only had two, and you probably want one here again.
Yeah. Maybe their money at the time wasn't great. I wasn't really paying attention to them buying beans.
Right, it's not something you tend to take into account, but all of a sudden it really could come into play.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing as well that if, like, something is on that, if they do need to plant a bean in lake for first hookshot or whatever,
Right.
they're both going to think that the other one could have done that way earlier. Because they both bought the beans, and all it takes is having Serenade and planting one at the lake.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's curious. And Tom's going to get his Serenade now, looks like.
It's one of those things we mentioned before with, like, every tournament race in basically any randomizer is it's so easy to think you're behind.
Right.
And so difficult to think you're ahead.
Definitely a feeling I go through basically every seed I play.
Like, right, you notice every mistake you make, and you have no idea what mistakes your opponent might be making. And it's sometimes hard to pick up on, like, oh, I got this thing that was kind of out the way, so I thought I might have an advantage there. And even then, it's only might. You don't know you did.
Exactly. You never think about how your opponent played differently and what that means for timing difference and what mistakes they're making, what things they've forgotten.
Right. I might, and even if you are considering all of those things, it's I might have an advantage here, but I definitely made a mistake here.
Right.
Like, your mistakes are guaranteed. You know they're mistakes. Your advantages, you don't know if they're actually advantages. Your opponent might have also done the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's where things like certain kinds of metagaming do come into handy. Like, for example, I actually don't have an example that isn't MM. Whoops. But yeah, if you know a player's like known to do a check like early on, and that's something important, then you can pretty much have information on that, that you know they might be ahead. The example I'm thinking of is MM North Clocktown Ferry and Jess, because he always checks that right away.
So funnily enough, one that actually does come up quite a lot in OoT is, of course, chickens. And Riley is a very big proponent of just do chickens the first time you're there, like every time.
Well, speaking of...
Yeah, so if Tom knows that, the question then becomes, do you try to skip it and go, I can save that time here? Like, this is 2-3 minutes that Tom won't spend on a check that Riley will. Or do you do it going, if this is an item, I have to do it because I know they're going to. It's how you want to play that gamble.
Exactly.
Which I think, generally speaking, is a strength for... That goes in Riley's favour. Because in Riley's shoes, there is no gamble. You're doing this anyway, you just do this.
Yep.
But Tom now has to make that choice. And that decision is going to weigh on you. Like, that's the thing of, you never know if things are working in your favour. Riley is not making the decision here, Tom is. And so Tom is the one who's going to be constantly worrying about, do I go back and do this?
That's the other thing, is that you do have Way of the Hero CAC, but you also had Scale and Bomb Bag in CAC, and
And the
Stuff
song
has
we've
been-
not been able to check yet.
Yeah. Oh, it's nothing. But it looks like
Wasn't
Tom's
that
also
one?
doing chickens. So
Yeah. I think
But yeah.
Way of a Hero still isn't enough reason to do chickens on its own, but in a 1v1 in season 4, absolutely.
against
I would
Riley.
be against Riley, against someone you know will be doing it. I would absolutely be in the same shoes right now.
Yeah.
Like, there's too many factors there pointing to it, and any one on its own might not be enough, but all of it combined definitely is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could always boil down everything as, sometimes it's going to be required, so you might as well just do it. But
Everything's
I
a
mean,
50-50. It's either required or it's not.
exactly. I mean, that's just a gross oversimplification of how randos work,
but it's more that, yeah, like, that's the thing I'm saying about all the decision making and everything, and not every player will see it like that. Some will be, oh, Tom just has his normal decision of whether he does it or not. What Riley does doesn't factor into it, but it kind of will. And I'm saying, Riley's just going to do what he always does.
yeah.
Like, there is a chance he'll metagame a little bit. These the carpenters have the worst talk hitboxes, by which I
They
mean
do.
massive hitboxes to talk to them.
The other angle you could spin it as is, you could say, okay, well, there's already stuff I've gotten in Way of the Hero CAC, and maybe I'll just resign my fate. If chickens is required, then okay, sure, Riley gets the win. There's no doubt about that. So I'm just gonna not do it. Hope that it's nothing.
Gain
Play
a
the
couple
rest
of
of the
minutes
scene normal.
back.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, I think between the bombs, less so the scale, but definitely the bombs, and the missing song at the moment, potentially being, in fact, likely being Nocturne, I think it's incredibly likely that the Way of the Hero is pointing to either the bombs or the song anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
And it could
I
also
can
be
still
the
say
scale
that.
because
Right.
of the bow,
It-
right?
And it could be something on 10 or 20.
Yep.
There's a lot of options, but it's very likely that, yeah,
We've seen
they've
10,
either
but
already
yeah,
got or are
20
going
for
to.
sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, so far the seed is
Oh my God.
incredibly fast, but no hook shot.
It's with all these sticks and well, dude. Let's see here. I wonder if we'll get any sort of advantage here. But I think as after this well, I think both players are going to go back adult.
And probably into fire.
Yep.
The issue here for Tom is not having done Childborn City.
Right. And that strength too is definitely going to burn him. But I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if another strength is just out there.
That is CAC, yeah.
KV. Kakariko Village. There's all 3 keys for well already.
I need to know someone who pronounced it as Kakariko.
What? You just hit me with craft dinner. Oh no, Riley.
I'm trying to think when Tom would do Childborn City here, and it's probably like, if you're not doing it now, you're doing it with Sarias, right? You're doing it when you could full clear it, but
Yeah.
getting back there is rough. Oh, also the OOT hint was a Song of Time, but only Tom has seen that one.
Strength 2 was on Hot Rodder. Which is why we're breaking up the Child Goron City. Keck. Oh my god. That
Maybe
is,
you went to read that and then like just caught yourself.
that is a disservice to Anju. Or, I'm sorry, Cuckoo Lady. as she's referred to in this game. How dare you refer to her as such? Jess, that's bad then. Yeah, you don't say.
Like, I can't see any way Tom goes back there anytime soon is the thing. Like, you've got Minuet, so I guess it's not the worst thing to get back to. Actually, okay, there is one other time that he might... Oh, especially with a slingshot, there is one other time he might go back there pretty soon. And that is Skull Mask.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to see. Did he buy Keaton Mask? I didn't see.
He turned in the Keaton Mask. Yeah.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, turned that one in during Chickens, so... I think they both did.
Okay. Cool. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's just...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, the issue... The hard part for Skull Mask in these settings is, like, this bit now, where you want to go adult. So you pick up the Skull Mask on your way adult, maybe? Or on your way out during your next child, but when is your next child? Like, that might not be for a while.
Yeah, especially with all of these dungeons that we're pretty close to being able to do. It's hard to imagine. Like, we're a hookshot away from being able to clear forest. We can clear fire.
Hookshot from Spirit.
Yeah. Well, another strength in Tom's case, but you know.
Well, sure.
Yeah. But this is, I think it's going to be an extremely long adult section for, at least for Riley.
Yeah, for sure. Not to mention the fact that, like, if they go beat fire right now, Ganon's opens up.
Yep.
And then they're also strength 3 from Light Trial, and there's... And obviously, yeah, if strength 3 is somewhere, Tom finds out that's his strength 2, then he's able to go into Spirit, and, like, the Gerudo training grounds become a little bit better, and there's just so much at play there.
Nice double slingshot in Well, by the way. It's Song of Time, Jess. Commands haven't been updated.
I haven't seen a 50 hint or one of the Way of the Heroes, but we've actually seen everything else. We've seen every sometimes hint.
Yeah.
Even though they're only one-offs. But no 50 hint. I say that. There was a hint I didn't catch earlier that might have been a 50 hint.
Maybe. I'm not sure, though. So the question is, does Riley go for Hookshotless Spirit?
I don't think... Oh, Riley can't anyway, no hovers.
Oh, yeah, okay. So if this chest here is not a key, then we can't do Spirit right now. And also, the compass chest without hookshot requires like an insane amount of pause buffering, and Riley plays on Emu, so...
Yeah, they're both emulator players. I do not see anyone going for it.
Indeed. Ooh, nice little... Hey, that's a damage boost. That's a ban.
Oh my god.
It's the reason not to go fire first. Might have been okay to do that first, but...
I guess you find out if you're locked out of Spirit, but... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like fire... has more chance of having, like... Again, this whole thing of... Fire's basically not going to change.
Right.
Whereas if you find hookshot in fire, Spirit changes. The other thing here, I guess, though, is that Riley wants... Because Riley hasn't got the bean in the crater, he wants hookshot or hovers before doing fire.
Right.
Because that means he can then cross over to get back to Kakariko easily, so he can pick up the Din's fire before going to Spirit. Or further in Spirit. And finding a way back to Kakariko now for Riley is actually kind of difficult.
Not really with the adult save warp.
Yeah, I guess less difficult and more
Yeah, it's just not
kind of slow.
routing wise. It's not the best thing in the world. It's better if you have a hookshot or hovers. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Pick up a couple checks on the way through as well and all that. Yeah.
Riley only has one bomb. Is that going to be a problem? I guess you can pick up bombs in the boss key room. Or boss door room.
Yeah, the flare dancer drops bombs
Oh, yeah.
pretty regularly as well, but
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, it could be a problem. I guess he could just do the, like, vanilla block strats.
It's true.
Or
But
the
it's,
glitchless jump.
it's okay, yeah, glitchless jump is fine. But then still going to be kind of a pain for later in the temple, but I'm sure it's Riley. He knows what he's doing. What's this?
Oh, it
it's
was land.
land. Wow, all right.
Ah.
What a find.
I guess
Okay.
in hindsight, we shouldn't have thought that was a heart container, because the heart containers, or the recovery hearts, wouldn't have been red.
I think some people keep the... We should have looked for cosmetics, I think, but yeah, whatever. Because I know Riley specifically has gotten burned on that before with Mirror Shield, so it might be something he specifically turns off. But I haven't been paying attention to that. Alright, well, looks like we're going into fire. Well, we can still find a boss key relatively soon.
Right, like we say as well, like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a very high chance to get the boss key. I think we were talking about this with the Bowlock the other day, but it was like slightly over 50% that your boss key shows up before the bow door, and then there's the added chance there for like the extra key or whatever.
Right.
But that's like 7 checks there, and that's the point where, yeah, if you do the glitchless jump, you're still getting to that point. It's only after that that you need a bomb for the shortcut.
Right. Alright, so this next chest has to be a key of some sort. Interesting. I've never seen this kind of movement through this room. I guess this is pretty fast.
Yeah, this probably leads to the least damage as well.
Yeah.
And he's got the milk equipped and ready to go. Give himself the maximum time to get up to the next area.
Indeed.
So this one could be anything, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. I counted keys wrong. Whoops.
Yeah, no, 2 keys to get up to the... You didn't drink the milk. You forgot.
Yeah, he realized
Again.
immediately. No, go back. It's a
Reset
lot
that
of damage,
timer.
I think.
So I imagine that would be really good for damage if you have hovers, because you can equip and unequip the hovers as you go. But yeah, otherwise you're walking through the lava like the entire time.
That makes sense.
Oh, Freddy not going for the side hops to get up here. It's gonna wake the keys. So if it is scale for bow,
Scale for bow. Yeah.
if like I'm just going back to that Kakariko wader here, I was just looking at the hints and like that's kind of the ambiguous one at the moment, right? No matter whether Sarius is on Burning Cack or Ice Cavern at this point, doesn't matter. It's all that would mean is, okay, Kokiri Sword is locked by ZL, but you're not going to know that until you get one of those songs, and then you'd know which one it is anyway.
Right.
So it's the Kakariko for bombs on scale that's kind of intriguing at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot to think about. I don't know.
Scale led to bow. So,
See.
but the odds of that being your first bow are so low as well.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't just have to lock the scale. The scale would also have to lock your other bows.
Right. Where does scale specifically lock at this point? It's not a lot.
Lab dive, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Because we've already got access to everything in and around domain.
Well, it looks like we're bow locked from the rest of Fire Temple, so clearly both bows are in the last couple checks here. That's how it works, right? Two
Obviously,
quiver
yeah.
from Deep Fire sounds like a plan to me.
The 60-20 FPS thing is basically to do with the way the frames work in OOT. Different areas of the game will have different FPS counts. Like, yeah, Riley's I think is like a running average, and it just ticked up there because the menu actually runs at 30, if I remember rightly, and then the title screen runs at 60.
60. It's the file select screen is 60.
And you can set any options whether you want it to display as the in-game one or the kind of
actual one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess a more accurate way of putting it is that the game is always running at 60 FPS, but in actual gameplay, it only updates every 3 frames and every 2 frames on the pause screen.
Yeah.
And so this is actually it's interesting because I've tried to task MM before, and it's really annoying because whenever you need to like shift inputs or anything, you don't shift it by 1 frame, you have to shift it by 3, or everything else gets screwed up. So, yeah. But yeah, it's basically the game will accept inputs for 3 frames before updating the frame loop.
Riley, you can't. Realize at just the wrong moment. You cannot jump that.
He's gonna go get fairies, I guess. Or something? I don't know.
Doesn't have bombs either. Is he gonna go do some other checks as well and just
I guess.
basically burn some time before?
Yeah, I mean,
Worth noting as well, they were locked by. So we said about the bow lock. They actually got locked by Volvagia there. So Deep Fire right now would be a pretty bad location for them. They've both set Feral's Wind there though.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to get back to later, I guess, at the very least.
The question just becomes like, instead of being a when/if do you go back to fire, the question becomes like, if you want to use your Ferora's Wind, do you go to fire first or do you remove it?
I don't know.
It probably depends what they're using it for, honestly. Oh, he did just farm rupees. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. He is just going to buy the bombs, isn't he?
Dang. That's an unfortunate time loss.
How many bombs does Tom have right now?
I don't know. He does have 4 bomb shoes. 4 of the 9 required.
I guess the other thing.
I've never seen the combined bombs with Chew strat of clearing Vagia before. I think I heard a Discord disconnect noise. Yoshi, you there with me?
I'm here. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I figure that must actually. I was going to say that must play with the timing quite a bit because.
Or is it me? Am I the one who's inaudible?
Oh,
Can you guys hear me right now? Audio fine. Okay, cool. So I think Yoshi's just experiencing temporary internet issues then.
I am.
Wait.
No. Yes.
Okay. You're back for me. I don't know
I've been here the whole time. I could
What,
hear
really?
you the whole time, but you couldn't hear me.
I can't hear you. Okay, now I can hear you though. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go to you like that.
So yeah, I was gonna say with Tom though, what I was saying there was part of the issue with the combined Chew/bomb strat is the way the standard setups for those work is that you get Volvagia to a very specific damage threshold so that she doesn't fly but still dies during that final cycle.
Right.
Because otherwise, if you get her too low on health, are we here?
Hello?
Hello?
Looks like we're having some technical difficulties in the Discord side of things.
Oh no. Well, Tom's about to do his third try of Volvagia. Doing the classic, forgetting that you lose your crouch stab if you swing your sword. So just go and crouch stab Vol, but the hammer does nothing. Feels bad.
Oh no. Yeah. Definitely been there before. Dude. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Yep. If Riley wins tonight, then the Habs have to win for sure. Like, there's no denying it. All right, I think we're back.
Yeah, we're definitely back right now.
Okay, cool. 50's dead, by the way. Just caught that.
All cool.
Man, I can't believe they called the comm sabotage.
I can't believe this. How dare you?
Lights is way better.
All right.
I guess Riley's playing to a potential Nocturne here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with this play. I think if you're gonna look for, something to make the Volvagia experience a little bit more miserable, I mean, both of them are pretty much giving up on doing Volve right now. Overlay isn't updating. Oh no, how will you ever know which one of us is talking?
We sound so similar.
I know, right? Uh-oh.
That's just a bot, don't worry.
Okay. Woo! Every time I hear that, I'm like, oh, are we gone again?
Yeah, we're getting a bit scared here.
Okay.
Okay, hopefully the overlay, but it might just be that basically when Discord is having issues, the first thing they shut down is bot accounts and APIs.
Okay.
So the overlay may be having issues now.
Okay. Well,
But it looks like it's working for now.
cool.
So this is kind of the first like big divergence we've had. Obviously, Tom not getting the strength 2 is playing out as a big one, but I think doing Child Grown City or not wouldn't normally be a big divergence. It is in this scenario. Unless, of course, I guess, if Tom goes immediately to Ice from here.
Yeah, we'll have to see what his next play is. But it looks like right now he's just doing miscellaneous Death Mountain stuff.
Bit of cleanup.
Please bless Marner with points. Please!
Curious where Tom's going with this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Gonna check CAC Shooting Gallery probably at the very least.
Right, yeah. It's one of those easy ones to forget about when you get a relatively late bow.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with the CAC Way of the Hero, we were saying earlier about the scale leading to bow. This gives you information on both that and the CAC Way of the Hero itself.
Of course. I'm beginning to think that Adult Lake might have something. I'm also a Riley fan. But I mean, I can't be biased on commentary. I'm a fan of Riley as a person. Ooh, there's lights. All right.
Required, but not Way of the Hero.
Mm-hmm.
That's something.
It'll be interesting to see if Riley has to get the hint for that.
I can see Riley potentially getting to the end game, getting a Kakariko hint and being like, oh, I have to go and do 20 skulls.
Wow. Well, hopefully he has 20 skulls before then.
Yeah, I imagine he'll have done both of those before that point anyways, but...
The way the seed is working out right now is that we're pretty much like one item away from being able to do each of our dungeons, with the exception to fire, obviously, but it's playing out that like we're probably just going to get one item and the whole thing's just going to fall into place, is what I'm thinking. As soon as we find Hook, Riley's going to be able to do Forest and Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to give him a whole lot of things. Tom will be able to do Forest, not Spirit. But yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if between Forest and Spirit you get something to give you, probably Kokiri Sword at this rate, to give you Nocturne to go to Shadow, and you just like chain things.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess Shadow's not too valuable right now, no hover boots, but also yeah, Tom taking a bit of a detour, but is going to Ice Cavern as the next play.
Indeed.
So I guess the thing that surprises me here, obviously this makes perfect sense from Tom's end in my mind. Riley had a decision, more so than Tom did here, of doing Ice Cavern or GTG.
Right.
Because, like, they've got Eponas, you can go cross over to the Gerudo Training Grounds in Logic,
Yeah.
but no hookshot means a lot of that is out, and Fortress is foolish. So the checks around it are mostly dead. So it's basically the Valley Hammer Rocks, whatever grottos you pick up on the wave, if you go by Epona, and then you can do the whole training grounds, but it might be,
Completely
mostly out of
nothing.
Logic. It will be in Logic by the end of the seed.
Yeah. We could get lucky, we could find an out of Logic hookshot there. But yeah, we'll see. There hasn't been anything in Ice Cavern so far that might change with this check or this song. Well, it's not going to change with the check. But it's knock, so I mean, that'll help for routing at the very least, and maybe for Shadow Temple later on.
So I don't think Riley knows the OOT hint yet. Unless he read, I missed one of the ones outside Ice Cavern. I didn't see if he read the left one, but I imagine he'll read it now.
Yeah.
But that is actually very interesting for the Logic, because Saria's is locked by Zelda's Lullaby.
Right. Yeah, I don't think Riley has knowledge of the Song of Time hint yet.
No, I don't think so, but... So, from Riley's perspective, if it's Saria's on OOT, he's just like, yeah, sure, it's ZL locked, the end. But the Burning Kakariko, like, Forest and Deku Tree, one of those has to be locked by Zelda's Lullaby at that point.
Right.
Which means you want to go and prioritize all of your Zelda's Lullaby checks because they're going to lead you to a required item.
30.
Yeah, we still haven't seen the fourth way of the hero either.
Here's a Dins for Riley. Delicious.
Oh, this has to be Training Grounds play, right?
Um,
Dins and a bow here as well as the bombs, like, I can only see that being. You play Requiem, you cross, you do the Wasteland as well.
yeah, that's
while
true.
you've still got the Dins equipped, and then go into the, fight the Gerudo Guard with bow, go into GTG with the bow. Like, I can't see that equip being anything else.
Yeah, I think you're right. Where's he going?
Shooting gallery first, I guess?
Potentially. Well, I mean, you do shooting gallery here.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. So maybe you're just gonna do that before playing Requiem? Alright, so Riley's gonna get his light arrows. Which means we are officially Kikiri Sword, Hook Shots, and Boomerang away from Go mode. At least on
Also,
Riley's side. Tom needs
I
strength too.
I couldn't see what the item in the bottom of the lake was for either runner, but I don't think I feel like we'd have seen from at least one of them has cam.
Yeah.
Tom has cam up. And I think we'd have been able to tell from the reaction if it was something relevant.
Right. Okay, Riley's gonna go clear fire now, it looks like.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, no.
He's not.
Oh. Remembered something else to check on the way?
Maybe he's just gonna call Epona and do Hyrule Field checks into GTG or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. There's been a couple left behind here, right? In fact, has Riley done any of the field checks?
I don't think so. Because he didn't do Valley, which Tom did, so...
Like, I guess he might have done the boulder, but not much else.
Yeah. I don't know if he even did that. Ah, 10 big pose as well. Yeah, just doing a bunch of miscellaneous Epona Hyrule Field related checks.
I also, between, like, this and Ice Cavern and Archery, I'm wondering if this is, like, trying to figure out that Kakariko way of the hero.
Yeah. That's definitely just trying to get information. That makes a lot of sense.
Because like we were saying, scale doesn't lock a whole lot of stuff, and the bow doesn't really lock a whole lot of stuff. So
Right.
if you are assuming that, like, yes, the scale was the way of the hero to get your bow, then, well, that probably means there's another item in there somewhere. It probably means your bow locks your hook shot, which leads you to your other scale and bows.
It'll be very interesting. And we've seen this check already on top. Ooh, look at that little swag from Riley. I didn't know you could do that.
I loved it. Yeah, like Hammer and BGS, both of them don't swing if you pull them out.
Right.
So as you're back walking, you can just like alternate the two buttons on like a cycle. You gotta get like the rhythm down, and you just like spin them over your head as you quick swap between the two.
Man, all this useless tech that I'm definitely going to grind out more than actual tricks in this game. None.
Like that one is really easy to do. There's just like a rhythm to it. The problem is when you get it wrong and you just like swing your hammer while back walking, you're just like, I just wasted so much time for no good reason. Like
doing it with an item that you swing. Oh man, sounds hard. I'm gonna learn it. Yeah, so Riley didn't even check the boulder over here. Rip.
Yeah,
But-
I think this was his first time basically doing any checks in field, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which, I mean, doesn't really put him at a disadvantage. We're clearly bottlenecked by hookshot or maybe
Right.
Kikiri sword.
If anything, this works out a little bit better for Riley because he's doing these with the Pona where Tom walked between them.
Right.
So they're both doing the checks, but Riley's doing
Right,
them in a
yeah.
slightly faster manner.
Mhm. I'm still so suspicious of Adult Lake.
No bean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like. I'm weirdly more suspicious about GTG. Mostly because of the bow checks at the start and that scale or cack or whatever, but. Don't know. It's like both are kinda iffy at this point. It's one of those things that's definitely on your mind. It's like, yeah, you've got these checks here that are relatively easy to get to, or would have been if you'd had the bean at the time. And now it's
Yeah.
so like awkward to get back to that you're probably just leaving them behind, but they're constantly going to be. Those are the kind of checks you worry about of like, oh, my opponent might have done this. What if
Yeah.
there's something there?
I mean, Tom did buy another bean, but he planted it in DMC, not Lake. But he's going to be up a
Which-
lens, so
Yeah, to be fair, he has got value out of so far as well, because he's used that to get over to the checks where Riley had to go round a long way as well.
right.
Like, he's already saved the time he spent planting the bean. The issue is if he wanted that bean somewhere else instead.
Yeah. Are we going to see Hammer Rocks here?
Wait. Tom's King Zora wasn't in ice.
Wait, what?
He dropped the blue fire anyway, so it's fine. It's like unintentional glitch maybe where
Yeah, but
he's not gaining any time from it, so it's fine. He's done everything he would have to do normally, but I think there is like a way you can unload the ice, and I think he accidentally did that by coming out of Ice Cavern.
right. Well, you know what? We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Just close your eyes and walk away.
He dropped the blue fire. As far as we're concerned, he's done everything he had to do. So,
Yep.
As far as Volvagia goes, they both kind of struggled because they were both low on bombs and bomb shoes and hearts and no gore on tunic.
Yeah.
So
Riley
they
didn't even
both
attempt
just-
it.
kind of left it behind.
Mm-hmm. I do not see it.
Yeah, I don't know how. I genuinely have no idea how that went, but I know it happened to someone else the other day, and they were asking questions about it, and I just said the same thing as like, I know there's a glitch to unload it. I don't know how it's done, and I assume it's not something you can really do accidentally.
Alright, so it looks like both of them are heading in the direction of GTG, but Tom is doing the reverse Wasteland
Yeah.
method, so he's going to be able to check Wasteland chest. This could be big.
Yeah, there's a couple of big choke points here, because Tom's going to get the Wasteland, but Riley's going to get the Strength 2 block.
Mm-hmm. This could work out if keys are arranged a certain way when there's something in the maze. Oh, he did the glitch on the way up the ice cavern. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's either way. Like I say,
Yeah.
no time gained. He still
Yeah.
dropped the blue fire and then spent a while looking at King Zora as wait, what just happened? How did this work? So, if anything, time lost.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the best you can do with it. Oh, did he mess up Wasteland? Rip.
Wait, didn't he get to the structure? I looked over at Riley because I was like, oh, Tom's halfway through, we're good. And I looked back to the chest and then...
Maybe he just misestimated where, how far away you can be from the flags. That or like he just like set up a backwalk and misaligned it somehow, I guess.
Oh. Riley found a key on the right side. So...
Yep.
Just the one. Okay. So the central chest is locked by all dungeons. So it's incredibly unlikely to be anything. Possible, but incredibly unlikely. Checking the maze first, I guess, in case the hook shot's here. This first one is in logic. No, we have no hints for
Nice bow.
Oh, that's bow locked, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or at least right now. As long as the hook shots are also... Oh, yeah, sorry, we have a hint for the toilet, but not for... Yeah, not for the center. That was it.
Yeah. We aren't in no hammer rocks and anything. Alright, so Riley's gonna go do hook shotless GTG. We'll see if this pays off. Rush GTG with nothing. I mean, he has stuff. Just not all the stuff.
Yeah, could have got that with bombs, and then logically with bow. Like, if Riley does find another bow in here, then you start to panic.
Yeah.
Like, then you're like, okay, what can I do that's bow locked? And right now, there's not a whole lot. Ganon's. I guess there's a couple of checks in Ganon's castle that might be... Yeah, fire arrows are in river. Riley never picked those up.
Interesting. What does that mean? What does he lose out on by not getting fire arrows?
Shadow Trial.
Hmm.
Currently, the fire arrows are his only way to get the 2 checks in Shadow Trial. I think I heard the rupee there.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Kind of merges with the, like, void out sound. Yeah, if there's just, like, another bow in here, you gotta start to worry that... Yeah, that bow is why Kakariko's Way of the Hero. And then it's... Oh, okay, where do I go that's bow locked to get my hook shot?
Right. Oh no, Riley. Not like this.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh held the
There you
angle,
go.
got through. Okay.
Nice. A true sign of a top player here in Season 4 brackets of Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Oh my god, the quad kill. The Riley train has no brakes. Oh my god.
There we go.
I told you. I told you.
Out logic hook shot. Amazing.
Dude, Sponge was onto something. Rush GTG with nothing.
That's... We're never finding out the logic for the seed.
No, we
Ever.
are not.
This is where they just go back and beat Volvagia after this, and it just drops a hook shot. We're like, great. Cool.
Bruh. I think Volvagia has to drop a key, but yeah.
Oh, yeah,
be,
that's true. Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
Oh my god!
Oh, strength 2 lock, strength 3. That's really bad for Tom as well. That means he has to go to Goron City.
Yep. And now with Fire Temple clearable and Forest Temple, Light Trial is looking pretty luxurious.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best dungeon in the game.
I like Riley autopiloting to do the ground jump and then being like, wait, hold up a sec.
Hold up.
Didn't I just get an item here?
I'm so not used to having a hook shot. What the heck? They're pretty close. The only real difference right now is that Tom is still missing strength 2. But other than that, they're actually pretty evenly matched.
Yeah,
Believe it or
Riley
not.
definitely has the advantage on that strength. He's going to have strength 2 and 3 over Tom. But Tom, just got the same hook shot, is still going to be following, like, hot on Riley's trail there. And then there's every chance that, like, the boomerang or Kokiri sword is also in a terrible location. And we just end up in this bottleneck again, at which point one of Tom's plays will be to go back and do Child Goron City. If it's... Never mind, I was going to say if it's on Darunia, but that's been hinted dead. Yeah, this is
Very
really
interesting.
efficient. Yeah.
No, definitely both of these players have had a lot covered. The only, I'd say really the strength 2 is Riley's only advantage.
Mm. But with Light Trial open, that is a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, knowing it's needed for Spirit to go to Child Goron City. Yeah, no, until somebody's in go mode, I'm never going to call it done. Like, anything can happen at this point still.
Alright, let's see what that little old maze has for us. Nada.
Ready to see another bow. I'm so
Oh
ready.
my god. That would be the cherry on top. Oh, my god.
What?
I mean, it's foolish, but... And Tom can get that, I think.
Yeah, Tom will get that. Either way, I'm pretty sure, but...
That's a full clear of GTG for Riley.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
That's a really efficient, like, that's going to be really, really helpful. And yeah, there's a lot of things that, like, Tom has done that Riley hasn't. That's probably the first big thing, other than, again, like, Child Goron City doesn't feel like a big location. We just know it has a major item. That's the first, like, big location that Riley will have that Tom won't.
Riley's just boomerang for go mode at this point.
Mm.
That's wild. Oh, okay. You know what? Never mind. Riley sucks. He's losing this race. That one fall determined the whole thing. I hate to say it. Pack your bags, guys. This is a wrap.
Yeah, the Kikiri sword is definitely a good advantage for Tom here as well, like a good opportunity to go back to Goron City. And he just,
Right.
from his perspective, he doesn't know what he has to do to get away with this. But if you're cheering for Tom here, you're hoping that he just never goes back to check the Strength 2 block in GTG. You're hoping that he goes there, gets the Strength in Goron City. I guess unless Light Trial is required. You're hoping Light Trial is dead and he just never comes back here. Because that would be his advantage.
The strength that Tom is missing is in like room in GTG. So he needs strength 2 from Goron City.
Yeah, Hot Rod of Goron that leads to
Hot Rod of
Strength
Goron.
2 room. Yeah.
Sorry, that's a more accurate answer to that question than what I said.
But it's very likely that, well, we were talking earlier, what was it, 67% to have a major item?
Mm-hmm.
Although, at this point, I do just have to assume that somehow your bow locks your first hook shot. And
Yeah.
the hook shot can lock your other bow and the other scale. Which would probably suggest your hook shot is in Shadow Trial.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know if we're even going to find out where the other hookshot is.
Yeah, we might not.
Yeah.
We might never learn the logic for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the play really was just rush GTG.
Out of logic, who cares?
Yeah.
Just go there anyway.
You got a bow, you got a hookshot, you got Kikiri sword. As long as you have strength too, you're pretty much set.
Yeah, I guess the only decision here then is like, did you need strength 2 before you went there? And we're not going to know that until Riley's done with at least Forest, probably Fire, probably Spirit. Like, we're going to see a lot of dungeons before we find out how important that strength 3 is.
Yeah. Like I said, like as soon as we found hookshot, like everything just pretty much fell into place. All we needed was to dip GTG.
Right, and I think what they did made sense, where you're following Zelda's Lullaby, you're following the bow, you're trying to narrow down that way of the hero to get to your hookshot. Because at that point, it was very likely that the way of the hero led to a hookshot that led to everything else. And then they just found one out of logic anyway.
Yep. Yeah, this really is just going to be dungeon rush the seed for the next probably 40 to 50 minutes, I want to say.
Yeah. Also, they've done 5 checks. 4 of them have been small keys.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, the rest of Forest is just, like, stacked with checks.
Dang. Yeah. And as soon as we find Boomerang, it's pretty much GG for Riley.
Right, yeah, for sure.
'Cause, like-
Especially if it is Light Trial or Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Or, I should rephrase. If we find Boomerang along the way in temples, then it's pretty much game.
Right.
That's more accurate, because what Tom is hoping for right now is that Boomerang is in just some, like, FU location that neither of them is going to find for another hour and a half or something.
Yeah. The race is definitely not over. Rang could still be just chilling on Darklink or Morpher or something, but yeah, if it's just on the way, Riley has the edge. For sure.
Alright. So, Chimp, the Strength 2 is on Hot Water Goron. Strength 3 is in Like Room in GTG. So it's Strength 2 locked.
Worth noting that none of the strengths were Way of the Hero hinted. as far as we know, we haven't seen.
Yeah, we haven't even seen our last Way of the Hero.
And so we know that strengths 1 and 2 are Way of the Hero. But, like,
Right.
I guess none of the hints tell you anything yet about Light Trial at this point either. Because even if their 4th hint is Gerudo Training Grounds, it's... Well, there was a Kokiri sword there.
Yep.
Oh, hate when the Floor Master does this. It just stays up, stays active after you after it jumps at you.
Right.
We have seen skull hints. Yeah, they're all dead. 40 technically is the adult trade item, but Big Goron was dead, so
Yeah.
close enough. The only hint we're missing actually is one of the Way of the Heroes. We have everything else, including all of the sometimes hints. Not that those were especially useful either.
Yeah. I don't know. There's not much else to say about this except for discuss where Boomerang may be and where Hookshot may be.
So, I guess if we're talking about the best and worst options for each runner, the best option for Tom right now is probably that hover boots are on the way, but Rang isn't. Because Riley is going to go and do Light Trial, like, pretty much immediately after all of this, and knows that Fire is logically locked by hover boots. They had to beat Volvagia to get the key to go further. You couldn't hammer down the switch, so you need hover boots to do it logically. So even if it's hinted Way of the Hero, Riley's going to be like, whatever, that's for Fire. And he's going to go do Light Trial first, and Ganon's. Tom not having the Strength 3 will... If you want Tom to win, you're hoping he goes to Goron City around Deku Tree, gets the Strength 2 there, but then never goes back to GTG, finds the hovers, and the Rang is in Shadow.
Yeah.
That's the hope on Tom's end. Because the time it takes Riley to do Ganon's Castle might just give that edge to Tom to go through Shadow and take the lead there, basically. The issue being, he's also going to drop back a little bit when he has to do Goron City.
What do we have here? Another bomb bag.
Yeah. I mean, like we were saying, yeah, Riley definitely has an advantage here because at this point, if it's on the direct path, Riley wins. Most likely. Barring some, big shift in execution and Tom god routing to Goron City on the way. But... Oh, actually, wait. First hookshot has to be ZL locked.
Why is that?
That just clicked. We got Minuet Way of the Hero to get... To get ZL? Oh no, Forest locks your Sarias. Ignore me. I'm being dumb.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Yeah, because at this point, yeah.
It's like Minuet's Way of the Hero to get Forest, because that locks Sarias. Sorry, I was so hung up on the Zelda's Lullaby there.
There's also Mirror Shield in SFM.
Oh.
So
no, but Temple of Time was Minuet.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind. Whoops.
Yeah, but it's just Forest access. I was so hung up on it being for Zelda's Lullaby that it completely slipped my mind that Forest actually locks the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Riley has the advantage here because if it's en route, Riley probably wins, barring some big execution thing or whatever. And if it's in light trial or strength 3 locked, Riley wins. And if it's strength 2 locked, well, I guess that would count as en route. It would be in spirit, so Riley would win.
Do you think Riley's gonna go do Ganon's as soon as he's done with Forest, or is he gonna do Spirit first?
I think he'll do Ganon's
Spirit.
before he does spirit.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if he finds the boomerang in Ganon's, he can go mode spirit, which is a lot more effective. But I think
Right.
he'll finish fire before he does Ganon's.
Did not know you could do a jump like that. Thank you for teaching me something, Riley. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
There's kind of like 3 stages for that room. Is like where you climb the ladder, and then where you like hook shots at a torch in the middle, and then when you learn the jump up there. It's like,
Yeah.
I guess the final step is to just not fall, but it happens to everyone at some point.
Yep.
So Kakariko had a bomb bag and a scale. And right now, I'd actually lean towards the scale being the way of the hero, because it locked a bow on the letter spot. And the second bow was found in GTG. Bow locked. Or logically bow locked, I should say. Assuming hookshot is also bow locked. So I'm going to hazard a guess here that the first hookshot is Shadow Trial, and you were meant to pick up the magic, the fire arrows from Zora River, and then yeah, and the bow from the scale point. Head over to Shadow Trial after you beat. Yeah, after you beat Fire. Fire would have been. No, Fire's hover boots locked. We don't know where hovers are.
True. Hmm.
And if you have hovers, you can get the first chest in Shadow Trial without a bow. Ooh, that changes things. Okay. So Kakariko might... Can't be Saria's, though. Oh, it could be, I guess. Saria's is one check. Maybe it is just the bomb bag. Where did we see a second one?
Well, there's one here, and I don't remember where the... Yeah, no, I guess it's
one
just the
in
one in
here.
Forest.
Okay, so that would make the first hookshot bomb locked. I have no idea what that means for the logic. That could mean that your second medallion is bomb locked and your first hook is in Ganon's, but we don't, even bombs alone don't do any of the dungeons yet. You still need hovers for fire, you still need hookshot for spirit, you need hookshot for forest. Like, that isn't enough yet. So, okay, since it's been mentioned in chat, I'm going to say it's worth noting that all dungeons is practically dead at this point. There is exactly one check that it locks, and it's in one of those stone dungeons.
So,
But if the river chest is the boomerang, that is the worst case scenario for both of them. Like, if river chest is the boomerang in this seed, nobody wins.
yeah. It's true.
One of them
Commentators don't win.
survives.
Chat doesn't win. Yeah.
There's a long way to go before we start worrying about shit like that, right? Like, we've got...
So hard to say. Banana bet. Oh yeah, I guess we can get a bet for boomerang.
Yeah, sounds good. There's a lot available. We've got like every dungeon, all of like Ganon's light trial. Foolish location as Deku Tree is like one big location gone, but there's still like a good 4 or 5 left minimum. And then if they find the hover boots along the way, which logically they have to find the hover boots for the seed, so could show up reasonably en route to beat fire. Shadow opens up. Like there's so much that opens up here. If it's gonna happen, now is probably the time to do it.
Yeah, we're averaging
Tom is
one
very
medallion an
close
hour.
okay. Tom stood very close to the painting there. I thought he was gonna go for the quick snipe, but
Oh my god.
Gonna be right
He's
back
up.
apparently. You just
Goodbye, Tom. Uh-oh.
If Tom loses by a minute, he's gonna be mad at himself. Like so mad.
Probably. Quick bathroom break or something.
Mm.
I'm thinking Boomerang is going to be Shadow Trial 2.
That
It's my big boy bet.
that is an awkward one.
Yep, and that's why I'm betting it.
I don't know how that plays into the logic. I guess at this point, one of Hover's Boomerang or logically first Hookshot has to be available before Ganon's castle.
Right.
And I'm trying to think what checks they haven't done that are logically available that early.
Adult Lake.
Adult Lake, yeah, there's 2 there. Oh, Dodongo's Cavern was the 4th Way of the Hero,
Oh, wow.
which had Letter.
Yep. Makes sense.
So with that, we at least, from our end, know every hint.
And we're seeing another divergence here, obviously. Oh my god, this Scarecrow song here is 5 left in a row.
5 left, 2 right. Yeah, I don't know what Tom's Scarecrow songs are. I didn't turn the audio on for that one. I'll have to do it for the other one.
What's up, Skyward? How you doing, bud?
So,
Just,
mhm.
I'm thinking that we might see a hookshot here on Tom's side.
Yeah, Tom's staying in logic, it looks like right now, or going back to kind of clean up the logic. Slingshot? No.
Well, that's Slingshot number 3. That's another one, Target in the Woods.
Oh, that's true. We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. It's Skull Mask. Oh my god, if Hookshot's on Skull Mask.
We haven't seen Skull Mask either. That's a point. So Tom doing this kind of cleanup is going to really, really help him because that will push him towards Child Grown City. If he's doing the checks that were early in the logic, he's going to pick up his strength too.
Right.
I forgot to unmute again. God damn. I want to try and tell if it's like part of a bigger song.
Hmm. Here, Chimp. Here, let me post the image again.
Repost, yeah. Oh, there we
There's
go. There's the
hovers.
hovers.
Yeah.
So now,
I knew it.
100% the best thing for Tom is if Boomerang is in
Rings.
shadow. But logically, right now, it potential hookshot in Ganon's castle.
Yeah. There you go, Chimp. Take a look at that.
Yeah, this was Tom's favorite meme, according to the runner survey. And we're thinking it's all of his Scarecrow songs from the Qualls, but we're not sure what the song is. And I'm guessing it adds up into, like, one big song.
Yeah, getting to Goron Tunic. It's gonna go clear fire finally. Oh yeah, that's another thing we should mention. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it almost feels a little unnecessary to get the Tunic now, because he's now got 30 bombs and 10 hearts. Like, he's in a bit of a better position than he was earlier,
Yeah.
but... Yeah.
Probably just being extra safe. But yeah, both players were in fire earlier and got boss key, but both of them bailed due to low hearts, low bombs, no hovers. I'm so curious to this Boomerang location.
Like, the whole world is open, that's the thing. It's so rare that you get a situation like this where it's not just one item from Go mode, but also we got a bunch of progression dungeons and a couple of side dungeons open, and nothing in the way of the hero is, like, ambiguous at this point. Pretty much everything's cleared up. I guess Kakariko's the, like, exception there, but I'm pretty convinced at this point that, like, it's either bombs or scaled get bow, and either way it's sure.
Yeah.
But also that big difference of, oh well, if it's light trial then Riley's ahead, and if it's in a dungeon then Riley's ahead, and if it's shadow then Tom's ahead. Like, where it is isn't just a thing of, oh, I wonder where it shows up, but it's also it genuinely just decides the race at this point.
Aye.
Oh.
We'll have to see. It's pretty important.
Tom is still not happy.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah, I think Tom tried to do Volve like 3 times.
2 or 3, yeah, and then eventually left. Oh, Tom is very not happy. The falling rocks phase. Like, at least with the other phase, the other flying one, you can just hide and speed it up. But, yeah, this one doesn't get any faster. Oh, right again, a Goron Tunic of his own.
Goron Tunic.
I've definitely been in this position before where you make a mistake that feels so big that you're just like, I don't know whether I'm laughing or crying at this stage.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
That's the kind of thing that Tom will be mad about, and then is also going to just be like, I almost can't be mad, like, this is almost comical. I don't think I've seen Panda's Volvagia drawings. We've done Scriblio with a couple of friends before with Zelda terms, and let me tell you, Riley's drawing of Princess Zelda, impeccable. I couldn't tell it was a person, let alone Princess Zelda.
Yeah. All right. All right. Just one more check, it looks like, for Riley over here. Or two more, rather.
It's interesting that Riley's going for this now, though. Like, it makes sense to be efficient, I guess, but had the boss key, you could have just left.
You're never going back for spirit, so I guess this is fair. Alex wants to team with Riley for Pictionary.
That sounds fine, as long as Riley's not drawing. Great OOTR player, not a great artist.
I was going to say, so this is going to be pretty interesting.
What the?
I don't know what Tom's doing.
That's curious.
Maybe he remembered that Deku Tree was foolish.
Opened Deku Tree and then left.
Yeah. Quite odd, but I was going to say this is going to be a pretty important moment.
Oh, he hasn't picked up the Dins yet. Right, you want to have Dins to go mode Deku Tree. So yeah, sure. Okay, this makes way more sense. It does mean he's going to put off that Goron City a little bit longer, though.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he routes it.
It's like, it's giving Riley more of an advantage. Because the flip side here is as well, like, Tom's next play is probably Shadow. So he wants the Dins either way, like, he doesn't care if it's, even if it's, like, faster to go into Deku Tree at that point, he's getting the Dins no matter what. The issue on Tom's end now, though, is that he's adult again and hasn't gone to Goron City, so he's going to get the Strength 2 and have to go adult again to do Spirit, and he just... if Boomerang is in Shadow, then he has to go adult to do Spirit and then Shadow, and then Child again to do Jabu, and then adult again to go to Ganon. It's a lot of back and forth. I guess I'll do Forest in this one.
Yeah. Or
Shadow
just go straight to Shadow. Interesting.
Huh. I'm surprised at this one. Oh, he has already done Forest, yeah. He could have done Deku, but it's foolish. Actually, you know what? No, this makes sense. This makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. This might be a little bit of a, I don't want to say desperation play, but this definitely feels like it's a, just kind of a YOLO, see if we can get a potential advantage because of those hovers.
From his perspective, his Strength 2 can be just about anywhere, and his Boomerang can be just about anywhere. Deku Tree's foolish, so this becomes his best location in the game.
Yeah.
The question would be, if he fails after finding a Boomerang, if Boomerang is in here, will he just leave?
Who knows? But it's kind of cool that he's doing this right now, so we'll be able to see where the Rang is.
Right, and Riley's probably gonna go beat Fire, and then to Ganon's, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have kind of the tail end of Shadows with the start of Ganon's, and...
The only info we have about Shadow is that Floor Master chest is dead. So everything else is pretty much fair game.
I guess the other thing on Tom's end, and this is really bad news for Tom, but on Tom's, from Tom's perspective, Deku Tree is foolish and he has to go Child to do Jabu anyway, so he might as well leave Child. Oh, he might as well leave Deku Tree until he does Jabu. He can kind of do the two together. And that meant that getting the Din's Fire here and then just doing those in one sweep is good. we know that's going to cause issues because of Goron City.
Yeah, it's true.
In which case,
Alright.
yeah, I guess the best thing for Tom right now is to find Boomerang in Shadow, late in Shadow, and then go and do Deku and Jabu and Goron City on the way through as well. For Riley, it's, well, Rang and Ganon's.
Well, hello, Zelda Speedruns 2. Rating with a party of 92. Welcome to, I believe that's the other bracket match that was going on. The Holy Sparks Herox? I don't know.
Sparks was against G-Skate.
G-Skate, that's it. Welcome to Riley versus TomPouce. We're almost
We're
in
from
go
mode, but we have been for about half an hour, and thanks to an out-of-logic hookshot.
Yeah,
so
we still don't know where hookshot is.
The logic is a mess, and
most signs point to Riley winning, but it's not impossible for Tom.
Yeah.
At this point, because we have strength 2 on Hot Rod or Goron, and then strength 3 is behind the strength 2 block in GTG. So that's a significant advantage point for Riley for sure. It's all a matter of when Tom goes back to do Child Goron City, but this Shadow Temple play here could be a massive advantage if he finds Rang here.
The flip side being that, yeah, Riley having that strength 3, if it's just in, like, Riley's going to probably go to Ganon's castle before going Child again. And if it's just in Ganon's castle, Riley probably wins, and especially if it's in Light Trial.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people just say KAK for Kak, but
Kak for everything.
Karuto Valley. Kek W Village. These are all Kak W. When's Kak W?
Yeah,
And
we
it's just
already
a
have
picture.
Keg W, Keku Soldier. We definitely need Kak
Kak
W.
W. And it's just a picture of what's his name, the old carpenter guy.
Oh god. Would it be Kak W or would it be Kekariko, right?
Kakariko, top Kakariko village, yeah. I like Kak W. Yeah, every location is either Ganon's castle or outside Ganon's castle. So if you have outside Ganon's castle foolish, just go to Ganon's castle right away, because everywhere else is foolish.
I think that one was toxic. Oh, third bow is in Shadow. So yeah, I'm doubling down on your bow logically locks your first hook shot. But then where? Where would that be? It's got to be Shadow Trial 2 at that point, pretty much.
That's what I said. I said it was going to be Shadow Trial 2.
That's basically the only... Oh, Iron Boots as well.
Rang in Central Pillar.
Telling you, River Chest.
River Chest would be amazing. All dungeons, just so there's your third bomb bag, by the way.
Yep. So now, hookshot being either bow or bomb locked would make Kakariko way of the hero for that.
Look at the way the hero command.
Accurate.
Yeah, it's true. Alright, what's the plan, Riley? Boulder Maze?
This makes sense. This is a thorough play, right? This is just clean this up before you warp away.
And boomerang. Bam. Oh, well. That was close.
It was a very purple boomerang.
Dude, what if we could customize boomerang colors? Version 6.1, let's see it. No longer a banana. Or more of a banana if you make it even more yellow.
Bright yellow boomerang? Oh, everyone. Like, there are a lot of people that would do that.
I mean, in MM, if you customize the Zora ranks and make your Zora colors yellow, then they literally just look like bananas.
Tom debating whether to pick up that health refill there. They're also
Riley's
both...
at 20, by the way.
Yeah, Tom just hit 18 as well. Like, they're both vaguely pushing towards 20 skulls. Kakariko Way of the Hero is just the boomerang, and that's it, and it's...
Oh my god.
Ah. Like, again, what is there left that is locked by bombs or bow or scale? One scale. And any one but not the others.
Who knows?
That isn't hookshot locked. Our strength 3 was hookshot locked, so it's not light trial. For that, for the first hook at least. I don't think we're finding out the logic for the seed.
No, I don't think so.
Synchronized keys.
Riley's wasting no time going straight to light trial.
Absolutely.
Double
Second magic, yeah, nice.
Not really useful in this game, but we'll take it, I guess.
Good to have. Nice little, like, safety net.
Yeah. More like the fail boomerang, am I right, gamers? Well, that's not a boomerang.
Last time I spoke about Twilight Princess on comms, Trez moved me to a different channel. So
I think Twilight Princess is a very good game. That's all I will say.
I think Twilight Princess is a game, and that's all I will say.
I can't decide if it's my second, third, or fourth favorite Zelda, but it's somewhere in that range. Thanks, Chimp. I love you too. Hovers were lab roof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Boomerang was not in light trial, so that's at least a saving grace for Tom here.
Yeah, that's definitely one kind of sigh of relief for Tom. And actually, Riley as well, his only dungeon he can go and do is Deku, which is foolish, so it wasn't en route through the dungeons. All of Riley's big advantages are gone.
Yep.
Unless it's just in the rest of Ganon's at this point. I would not be surprised if 20 skulls is the first hookshot. I don't think it will be the boomerang, but I think it will be the hookshot.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a likely scenario.
Running very low. Running very, very low.
I'm very curious. The Shadow Trial 2 might come to bite Riley.
You know, he went into Ice Cavern earlier through Zora River, and the fire arrows are right there. I'm really curious as to why he didn't do the glitchless jump over there.
There's second scale.
Ooh.
Is that scale locked?
Depends on if hookshot is bow locked or not.
Oh my god.
It's hookshot locked, but that's it. It's hookshot and bomb locked, I should say. But scale led to bow, and that isn't bow locked otherwise.
Right. Alright, well, Ganon's looking mighty empty right about now.
Yeah, both of these dungeons. I guess, actually, Shadow offered items, it just offered not the items you wanted.
Yeah.
Gold scale, iron boots, like...
Yeah, just
No
water
thanks.
temple access.
Also, Tom there with every bow, bomb bag, and slingshot at this point.
Wow. What
But
a
still
gamer.
missing strength too. Like, the one that you want is the one you're missing. Alright, Bongo, what's the damage? Kind of wild that the way the heroes in the seed have been really bad and at the same time really interesting.
Mhm.
Like that Kakariko one has just been playing absolute havoc with this seed. But then the others are like a mirror shield that you got really early, a letter that you got really early and the hint was late, minuet for forest access. Like, Dancing Dad is hinted dead today. We do actually know that one, which is another reason that Tom's less likely to go to Goron City.
Yep.
That one was Dekka's doing. He actually messaged me the other day laughing because he was like, nobody knows I came up with this meme. So I had to call out the fact that he's the one who started the Dancing Dad thing during our multi-world team.
Nice. But yeah,
He's like,
it
yeah,
could be
he's
scary.
balding, dances awkwardly, and is only happy if I do one very particular thing. It's just like a dad. It's like, wow.
That hits deep. That cuts deep, Decker. Yeah, it looks like Tom's just going for the raw all dungeons play at this point.
That's spicy.
There it is.
Oh, and it
skull.
was just 20 the whole time. Okay. And it was the Rang. Of course it was.
Mm-hmm. So first hook shot in Jabu? Question mark?
Is possible, yeah. Yeah. Actually not unlikely at this point.
Dang. There
Poor
you go.
Tom. Wait, where
Yeah,
is...
that should do it. This should be a 245-ish for Riley, I'm gonna estimate. Maybe even less.
Bomo, Deku, Jabu, and then
Maybe even less than
done half the
245.
tower climb. Oh, yeah, probably around 240 to 45 range.
We have no idea where the out of logic hookshot was in Wolfos room in GTG.
Yeah. Surprised Riley didn't set the FW in Jabu when he was here earlier, but...
He didn't have magic.
Oh, did he not at that point?
Yeah. Or no, sorry, no,
okay.
he didn't have FW because he didn't go to Lon Lon yet.
Oh, of course he did Lon Lon. Kind of late, yeah.
Well, maybe Tom can at the very least make a push and check Goron City after he does Deku.
I was gonna say, he's doing all the early logic stuff. Is he have to do Lens Game as well?
Yeah.
Lens Game could also be first hook shot. I just want to see the logic now. I'm just like, where's the hook shot? In all of this, where's the hook shot?
We may never know.
Probably just in Jabu. We'll see it on Baronade at the end as Riley goes to like beat the dungeon because he's not going to open any of the chests. Yeah, they both got the hook shot in the first check after you need a hook shot. And Riley at that point also did the Strength 2 rune that led to Strength 3. And the whole time Gomo's just chilling on 20 skulls. And we have no idea where the logical hook shot is.
Yeah. Let's talk about bracket implications from this point onward.
So, yeah, these two are in, like, the middle of the pack. 16, 17. So
what the hell's
bracket
in
lines
Reed
up.
room?
Yeah, it goes up against 1 and 32, which is, yeah, what the hell's versus Reedrim.
And so the winner of that will fight what we can only assume is Riley at this point. And then the loser will fight the loser of what the hell's Reedrim. So see how that goes. After that, it's Kevin versus Fanta Tanked and Sanzo. That's kind of that side of the bracket.
It's kind of interesting with this one, like, what the hell's on Reedrim versus Riley and Tom? It's it's Canada versus France on both sides, right?
True. So this is pretty interesting, actually.
You need to get the grudge match going through, or the Canada showdown and the French showdown, depending on which way it goes.
Yeah. Here's something cool. So obviously, Riley's winning this, pretty much guaranteed. So TomPouce versus loser of Reedrim and What the Hells. Winner of that will go on to fight one of 4 people. Those 4 people are Marco, Gavaroni, Sponge, and Necro. That is a scary route for losers. I wouldn't want to play any of those guys.
Yeah, I said the same thing in the Namaha Seisei match. I mentioned the fact that it was Mario, Phoenix Feather, Namaha Seisei, and one of them has to go 0-2. Same thing applies to Marco, Gav, Sponge, Necro. One of them has to go 0-2, and whoever comes out of that could run into Tom here.
Oh my god.
Like, the whole bracket is stacked. Like,
yeah, it's full of killers.
So I don't know if Tom is he gonna go back to Goron City again after this? Like, he's just clearing out this whole area, right?
Yeah, who knows?
If this is Hook, I swear. I suck. Okay.
Nope. Woo!
There is no hook shot. I'm convinced.
Yeah. Doesn't exist.
Nah, it's just Jabu, right? It's just gotta be Jabu at this point.
Gotta be Jabu.
I just realized the spinning pot was also hinted dead, wasn't it? Riley had already done it, but the spinning pot was also hinted dead. If Tom got both of those hints, he would have had to come here for 1 check to get his strength 2.
Yep, but it looks like he's gonna go do it. At the very least. And he's gonna be very annoyed when he sees it here.
Yeah, he just like... It made sense to not come here, I think, from that perspective, but... Yeah, like, not working out. And the fact that he's, like, clearing out everything early at this point is gonna kind of work out for him, because actually he's gonna get strength 2 and then follow that to Boomerang, I imagine.
Yep.
But it's just, too little too late.
Dang, I was kind of hoping that Tom, well, I shouldn't say this, but just so that Tom would be, you know, gated into doing hookshot or finding hookshot, kind of hoping that he would skip Goron City again. So we might actually find out where it is before Riley finishes, but...
Yeah, it's just been chilling in Rang Chest the whole time, and...
Oh my god.
Tom nearly dipped in earlier.
That's another check where if something's there, everybody loses.
Like, I don't know, Tom had the FW with magic. Like, if it's on the rank chest the whole time and Tom like nearly dipped it and then chose not to, it's like that's the kind of thing where you're like, damn, that would have, because that would have been a big deal at that point. Like it wouldn't have been everything, but it would have made the skull collecting way easier. It would have made like the decision making slightly different. Tom likely still would have near enough last location strength too, but yeah, like it's definitely one of those ones where you're like, I don't think it would have impacted the race enough, but it's one of those ones where you're going to be asking yourself like, oh, but what if I had done that?
Yeah, for sure. I've had many of those in my lifetime.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier, it's really easy to focus on what you could have done differently and not what your opponent's done right or wrong.
Right.
And so it's easy to feel behind. That's another one. It's very easy to get hung up on, oh, if I'd done that and just got my hook shot, things would have been great. And ignore that actually that means you would have put off this other stuff until way later as well.
Yeah, exactly. Also, considering that usually, as a whole, people aren't concerned with what you could have done. You know, nobody cares that you could have bought GameStop shares at $3 a pop in like August last year, but
because nobody would have thought to do it then. Yeah.
exactly.
I guess the bright side for Tom is he's not going to lose to the bathroom break, so he won't feel bad about that one.
Definitely not.
Also, just a red rupee on Baronade.
Dang. The hook shot eludes us once again.
They are in go mode now, yeah. There was a boomerang on 20 skulls. Which is all that Tom's missing at this point, but he's going to go off and do Spirit first.
Right. Also, has Riley save warped as child? Does he not know that it's Kakiri Forest?
He hasn't, has he?
Would have been faster. I mean, probably not by much, but that's
yeah.
still pretty fun.
He's on emulator, so the save resets are like the one advantage you have. So the fact that he's doing the warp instead when it would have actually been useful is kind of rough.
Indeed.
Not that it'll make a world of difference to him. Yeah, I hadn't even considered that, but yeah, Riley's probably gonna hop in the call afterwards, join us for the interview, and be like, where was my child's save warp? Like, where did that go? Also, where was logical hookshot? And we're not gonna have an answer for that one. It's like, ridiculous seed. Fun,
like
but ridiculous.
That might be information that only George is allowed to know.
To pass on to the rest of us.
Yeah, somebody grab the seed right now and find it.
Just rush rank chest immediately. Oh, actually, that's true. Riley might just also be listening to us at this point, potentially. But
It's true. Hi, Riley.
Tom also might, but... If you are listening to us, do you want to go find the rank? Find the hook?
You can do it. We don't know, man.
For everyone in chat who doesn't know, the runners are on a 15-minute delay, so if they finish in the next 15 minutes, well, they're done. They're out the race. They're just hanging out at this point.
All right. 17 cycle Ganondorf. Let's go. Riley's not here yet. Yeah, just use speed up.
Not allowed to
cheats.
type. That would be spoilers. Not allowed.
Exactly, yeah.
Incredible, though. I've definitely heard a lot of people joking about how, like, doesn't matter what items you have, as soon as you can go to GTG, just go there. And honestly, in this seed, yeah, Yeah, no, that was the play. Like 100%.
GTG with nothing, Pog.
You literally just needed bombs, and did they even need the bow? How many keys
There
were
was a
bow
bow.
got?
You could get the bow from just doing BMOS chest.
Oh, of course, that was a bow, wasn't it? Yeah. So you can get the bow in the maze out of logic, and then do the rest of GTG to get the Kakiri sword. Yeah. So you just do that with bombs. Cool. Ridiculous. I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think either player would or should have gone to GTG that early. Once they got the bow, maybe. Especially, I guess, in Riley's shoes then, because then you had strength 2 already as well. But, yeah, it's wild how much that gained you in this seed.
Mm-hmm. Very high risk play, but it would have worked out.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes to go. Yeah, so this is going to be
Yeah,
about...
we were saying 240 to 245 ranged. Riley's already done half of the tower climb. So yeah. I think I said 240 to 245 and you said about 245.
So we'll be about accurate, I think.
Yeah, I'll say you're probably a little closer on that front. I would not be surprised if it's a 245x.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom gets a 20th Skulltula. So if Tom carried on playing, like, after Riley finished for the 15 minutes, he probably gets the rang and then is just like, cool, I'm done.
Yeah, pretty much. Riley should just forfeit out of shame if he dies. Yeah. Give Tom a fighting chance.
So ready to see Riley get hit after that. Like, Riley should just forfeit out of shame if he dies here and just, like, immediately gets thrown against a wall by Iron Knuckles. It's like, uh-oh. Only 5 more of those to go. Alrighty, so... Damn, 13 hearts as well. I don't think Riley was on 12, but with double defense, right?
Right.
Oh, 13 as well. 13 as well. Okay. Jeez. I was gonna say healthy seed, but actually, I guess this is pretty standard for S4, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
A very thorough metagame, so you end up picking up a lot of heart pieces on the way. So yeah, at this rate, Riley's gonna be, 245 something. Because it's about 2 minutes from this cutscene to the end.
Maybe little bit less. Could be like a high 244 if he's a god. Oh my god. Sorry if you can hear that. People are like moving furniture upstairs.
See, I heard it, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I've not eaten yet today, and my stomach's been yelling at me for the last like hour. So I just assumed you were hungry.
I mean, I am hungry, but oh, speaking of Thunder, did you see the result of the Thunder carry match? I know this is not relevant, but
I did
it's
not.
pretty cool. Oh my god, Thunder won by 20 seconds.
Jeez.
I know. That was wild. Yeah.
It's fine. We'll try and
So-
send one of the runners in to find our hook shot.
Yeah.
I have to assume it's Jabu at this point. Right? Like, where else is in logic?
Shadow Trial 2? No.
We saw that. Yeah, we saw all the Ganons from Riley.
Well, no, he didn't check Shadow Trial 2 because he didn't have fire arrows.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So Shadow
Anyway.
Trial 2 is an option.
GG Riley, sub 245.
Sub 245, is it?
There you go. GG's. He was here this whole time. Like, message me on Discord like 5 minutes ago. Just be like, hi. I'm like, you joker. You joker. But yeah, congrats to Riley moving on to round 2 to face off against either What the Hell's or Reed Rim. Already doing better than last time. Hello, guys.
Hello. GG's.
Yo, oh, GG.
Bud.
Congrats.
Thanks.
So, our biggest question: did either of you go and find the logical hook shot after
No.
after the race was done? Because we have
No.
no idea where it is.
Yeah, I never got.
We're assuming Jabu at this point because it's about the only thing in logic.
Yeah, I mean, I reset to check where I was after I beat Ganon, and I'm way too far away.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I hadn't saved in like 2 hours, so whoops.
Yeah, we didn't see if you had save worked as a child, but your
No,
child
I never
save worked.
checked.
It was just Kukui Forest, Lost Woods exit.
Okay, yeah,
So-
I mean, I didn't really have a time. Like, there's not really a reason for me to ever check it. I felt like
Yeah.
the way I played it, like I could have, like I almost did at the end, but at that point, I'd rather just play Minuet instead of taking the time loss. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the big thing was the Strength 2 in Goron City that Riley got pretty early on. Unfortunately,
Oh.
Tom missed it. Yeah,
I see. Okay.
yeah.
I think
And then-
there was a spinning pot hint later, but
Mhm.
I think there was a hint for the spinning pot being dead, but that didn't come until after Riley's gone through, got those 2 checks. And then by the time you get the Darunia hint and the spinning pot hint, it's like, when do you go to Goron City? Do you ever
Yeah.
go to Goron City?
I almost went back for cleanup after with Slingshot and Skull Mask because I never had done those either. But
Mm.
that's what the plan was after, right before I got my go mode.
And then Strength 3 was behind Strength 2 and GTG, so
Mhm.
no chance of Tom finding another Strength, unfortunately.
Okay. No, it's alright.
Yeah.
I mean, there was many locations that screwed with me. I mean,
Yeah,
my last item in the game, I don't think we're gonna see it in my stream, maybe later. But when I found it, it was like, okay, no chance I could have won this. I mean,
mhm.
it's a check I almost never wrote because I hate doing this every seed. And looks like you have to do it this seed.
What check?
20 scrolls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's where
We
Boomerang
were-
was. Yeah.
We're actually laughing going in because we were like, okay, if this is a high skull seed, like, we know that Riley is generally pretty fond of skull seeds, and Tom, you put your weakness in the survey as skull seeds, and so we were like, oh, if this is a high skull seed, this could be a really one-sided matchup. And we were like, okay, well, all the hints are dead, it's fine. And it was like, oh, it's 20 anyway.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure even if I find the strength early, like Riley did, I wouldn't wanna no way I could win this. I would do 20 scores super light, after Shadow, after the trials, after summon stuff.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did it after trials. I even checked I knew there was a possibility first hook could be behind Rang, but it was so unlikely. So I even checked everything that was super hook locked. Even though Rang could lock first hook logically, but it was really unlikely. So that's why I did a lot of stuff hook locked still.
And we were saying the only thing that could have maybe pushed you towards the skulls earlier would have been when you went to Jabu. You set the Thrower's Wind and immediately left. And we were like, if you'd done the Rang chest, then that was the hook shot. And then we were like, but then you just never go to Goron City because you've got all of everything's in logic. The whole game is in at that point. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just everything was hook locked. So that's all of Spirit was hook locked, Forest. It was pretty nuts.
Yep. Also, Tom, we gotta ask, what's up with your
I know if you're going to answer. Yeah.
Are we?
I just do this every seed. I mean,
Is it playing something or is it just?
no, it's really playing something, and I think it's a song from Miley Cyrus. I mean,
Let's go.
Because we saw the picture, we shared it in the ZSR chat a couple of times from your survey, and we were like, "What is it?" It's it looks like it's making up a longer song, but I have no idea what it would be. And we're like, no idea, can't figure it out, can't hear it.
no, I just like to play a different song every seed. Just super
Cool.
fun to do that.
It's alright. My Scarecrow song is always the first four notes of Megalovania. So that's my joke. But what else?
So moving forwards, you'll get the winner and loser respectively of What the Hell's Happened versus Riadrim. I guess the obvious questions are, firstly, how do you feel about facing one of those? And is there one in particular that you know a lot about, look forward to facing in particular?
I mean, I don't know. I played What the Hell's in the MMR tourney and I beat him there. So if we can bring it on again, then I'll sure to kick him to the curb again. But Redrum is also very good, so I wouldn't look past him either.
I think it's kind of funny that the first two bracket matches listed on at the top of the bracket are both Canada versus French matchups.
Yeah.
Both French Canadians versus French. But also, What the Hell's versus Riley is this week's hockey fantasy. So, could have some potential for rivalries there. They're both Habs fans.
Well, yeah. And Breedrum is a very quiet player, so I don't know anything about the person.
Okay. But yeah, definitely a
I was
potential
going to say,
for
Tom,
there.
is there one that you'd rather face off against?
I don't mind. I'm already top 32. It's already a big achievement for me, so I just don't mind who I'm facing against. I'm gonna do my best every race. Just try not to die against a dragon this time.
For what it's worth, you both went to Volvagia, died. I think you did it twice, Tom. I think, Riley, you did it once. And then you both left and didn't come back for another hour.
My biggest mistake, honestly, was not planting the goddamn bean in Crater. I bought a bean to plant in CAC, but I didn't buy a second one to plant in the Crater. So I never got lens. So I had to play Minuet to go around to go buy bombs. And at that point, I'm like, just screw fire. I'm just going to go ice.
Tom.
But I felt confident to clear fire without the tunic, but it wasn't lucky.
I had my issue was not the tunic. It was I had no fucking bombs.
Oh,
I was
think-
on 6 hearts, and I never got any bomb drops before I entered fire. So
I
Okay.
actually think it was the same kind of issue for both, right? Because Tom, you went in with like 4 bomb shoes and then like handful of
Bombs.
bombs as well. And of course, like the way the quick kills work, it's if Volvagia hits a certain damage threshold, she starts flying, and I think it crossed that threshold because you went from bomb shoes to bombs halfway through.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it kind of ended up that you both got hurt by that, and then the health, and everything just kind of combined into let's just not go back to fire for a while.
yeah, like I was so scared. Like the early game, like you got so many items from I was like, okay, I'm missing like hook, boomerang, and Kiri sword for go mode at like 40 something minutes. So I'm like, okay, I'll go bottom of the well to fish for a hook because I knew we didn't have Nocturne. So I did chickens all of bottom of the well. I just found 2 slingshots in there. So I said, okay, let's go fire. And I just realized after that my bomb count was super low. So
Right. Yeah, it was interesting because you got a bunch of items really early on, but you couldn't clear any dungeons really. Like,
no.
I think you got your first, like, other than the free medallion, Riley, you
I'm
got
like-
your first medallion at like 2 hours in.
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, Riley. We were saying like Ganon's Castle could have had the first hook shot, and we were
Yeah.
like, but there's all these items that you need to get there. I don't think you actually ever got the hover boots, did you?
No, I never got hovers. So
They were on the lab roof.
yeah,
So
I- there's not much. Logically, there's like Adult Lake and Jabu that could have hook at this point. After like I got my boomerang, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
Maybe Deep Fire, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Deep Fire, Jabu. I think we saw just about everything else.
When I found the overboot on the lake, I was pretty sure that the bomb was locking everything in the city. It's like you get the bomb, so you get the bean on the river, and with the bean you can get the hoverboot, allowing you to finish fire and
Yeah.
Yep.
getting into the trials. Maybe finding an hook shot in the trials, but that wasn't the case. You see?
Mhm. And like Kakariko, for a long time, we were like, it had the bombs and the scale locked your
Yeah.
bow, which logically locked your bow in GTG if you didn't have the hookshot as well. So we were like, oh, hookshot can just be bow locked.
Yeah.
And
Even the bomb bag, like I didn't find the bomb bag until I found the one in fire, and at that point, in forest, sorry, and at that point, I'm like, there's like so little chance that that's like there's so little chance that the bomb bag in CAC is not way there at this point, or that bomb bag locks the hook with how like linear like the seed was. So it was like kind of, yeah, I don't know, like it was very sus. So that's why I went back to CAC and do 20 skulls. It was still pretty fishy.
Yeah, definitely. And it worked out.
Mhm.
So you basically, you had Spirit cleared, you did Ganon's, and then immediately went for 20 skulls, pretty much.
I did Spirit, Fire, and then I went and did Ganon's into 20 skulls before I went Child. Yeah.
Even Spirit was o'clock. My god. Like, the only key in the lower sphere in Spirit was in the compass chest.
Yeah, for Spirit, it's super rare that happens too.
Yeah.
So, especially since we got Requiem way of the year super early. Obviously, Mirror Shield was in SFM too, but like, it's rare that Requiem is not way of the hero.
Yeah.
We got TL also, so...
ZL can't be way of the hero in season 4.
I mean, the song in the middle. The ZL you find in the middle, not the song you had as a start.
Well,
No,
Minuet was
yeah.
way of the hero in Temple of Time, but SFM
Zelda's
was also
Lullaby.
way of the hero. Huh?
yeah, Zelda's Lullaby can't be pointed to by a way of the hero hint. So SFM couldn't have been for ZL, but it was for Mirror either way. So
I didn't know that, okay.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
thought it was your starting song and not CL. Okay.
the
Yeah, I didn't mean the castle song. I meant like the Zelda's Lullaby song at SFM can't be way of the hero. Yeah.
Okay.
it's actually funny as well. We were saying, Riley, did you ever see the Ocarina of Time hint in the end?
No, I never saw it, but it like Minuet was way of the hero because it locked ZL that locked SARS in some way, or it was on Burning Cac that was locked by Forest. So
Yeah, it ended up being Song of Time was the hint, and it was, I think, Tom, you got it near the castle, I think.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my God.
Yeah.
In the castle.
Gross.
Yep. I like to do that in just want to make it work at least one time, but not this.
What else? Yeah, I was missing the OT hint. I was missing One Way the Hero, and I was missing a Sometimes hint.
I think the way of the hero would have been Dodongo's Cavern.
Okay, yeah, I never got that.
And was it Spinning Pot? Did you get the Spinning Pot?
Yeah, I got Spinning Pot,
sometime?
Darunia, Shadow Guard, and Toilet.
Okay, the hammer chest. The
Okay.
top of fire.
Yeah.
Was a small key.
Okay, that didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you do? What was your opener, Tom? Because I feel like this one could have been pretty interesting, but I just got all the songs and went straight to CAC, and then did DC.
No, I had a hard time to find something. I mean, I didn't had the strength to, so I had to do well, then ice, then GTG, and I found the hook in GTG. I was like, what? What
You
is
had-
here?
Yeah.
You both had
Same.
very similar mid games.
Yeah. Okay.
Your early game, you kind of like swapped over. So like, Tom, you did Adult Kakariko, where Riley went for all the songs first. But then you did Dodongo's Cavern from there into the songs. And yeah, Riley, you did songs into CAC, into Dodongo's Cavern. So by the end of that, you're basically even again.
hmm
And it kind of played like that for a while. And then it's just, by the time you were both doing Ice Cavern, it was pretty consistent from that point on. You were like side by side, except for that Strength 2 being kind of the big difference there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It was certainly an interesting seed. I mean,
Yep.
that tends to happen in our world, doesn't it?
Give us the spoiler log. We need to know where the hook was.
I really want to know where that hook
I
is.
don't think they've been.
Crazy.
I don't think they released.
No,
the log.
spoiler locks. Maybe I can ask Triss, but the answer's probably going to be no.
Fine. If someone really wants to do it, I'm sure they can find the seed and play it for themselves. But
Yeah, the seat is in the race room. So if you really want to do it, you can 100% the seat and go find
I
it.
Just watch the VOD. You have the spoiler log.
Rush 20, get the rank, go to Jabu. Done.
Probably.
anyway, that probably does it, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
If there's any final questions from the chat, then feel free to ask them right now as we're heading out here. Is there anything else you want to ask? Maybe the runners want to ask something.
No,
Alright,
I'm good.
Because in that case,
Congrats,
just
Riley.
wanted to. Oh, sorry.
Yep. Thanks.
Hey, congrats, Riley, again. For
Yep.
Yeah, congrats and thanks to both of you for the race. That was great to watch. Yes.
Yeah. GG's, Tom.
Yep. Give both of the runners a nice follow. They deserve it. One thing to note though is that this is a double elimination tournament, so we will be seeing Tom again. We will not be losing you yet. You have one more chance to make it through the losers bracket. Also, give a nice follow to all of the commentators today, Joshi and Vidya James, talking us through the seat today. Don't follow me. I don't stream anymore. And also, I thought Star actually did the tracker command there, but started the bracket command. Yeah, if you wanna follow along with the bracket there, you can also check out the link that Star just posted with the bracket command. And also, all trackers today were Karen and Lacey. Thank you so much for making sure that at any point the information on screen was accurate, and anyone could just hop in and see how the current state of the match was. But with that being said, if I could overwrite my push to talk 1 second. For some reason, I can't type when I have my push to talk over my mouse button clicked, but we'll be sending you all over. I heard you all like Uther, so we'll be sending you over to the Silver Gauntlets boost. We're currently doing another Challenge Cup match. We're doing... Let me just double check that. They are doing... Hayden Force versus J-Bone. Yeah, J-Bone, the earlier restreamer of the match on ZSR2, is now on the Challenge Cup, on the Silver Gauntlets. So yeah, hope you all enjoy that. And if there's any final words, we'll end the stream on there.
No, thanks for the restream again. GG Tom, and thanks for having me.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
See you.
See you.